Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Colin here, co-host of Two Sides of the Pitch podcast. Jamie is unavailable today, but in his stead, we have the lovely, the wonderful, the magical, even AJ. AJ, how's it going, dog?
Oh, sir, you flatter me so. Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm very happy after the win yesterday. So yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Sure has been, and it's about to get even better because another beautiful man has just jumped into the back. It's Robbo.
Hey
What's up,
guys, how
sir?
we doing? How we doing?
Doing good, man.
How you
Doing
doing,
good.
sir? How are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Good result for you guys yesterday. Not so good for my lot. Although we tried our hardest, played a good game, just didn't score. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? So, but yeah,
We know all too well how that goes,
yeah,
unfortunately.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch back. I didn't get a chance to watch the United match. Did you get a
It,
chance to watch the Spurs match?
no, so I watched it on the highlight show in the evening. From
Yeah.
what I saw, they looked really positive. Yeah, it was good for Solanke to obviously to score. Son looked like he played well. Obviously Madison scored. Obviously Johnson scored again. Um, so a bit more positive from a few days ago in the cup for Tottenham. I think positive performances. But Brentford are doing this knack of scoring early in games and then not seeing it through. Like
Yeah.
that's 2 weeks in a row. They literally scores in like the first minute and then not one. But yeah, I think that's a really good result for Tottenham, and I think it's very positive to move forward now. So I think that's good. That's a good start to move forward now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys are gonna hate me. I totally forgot to do this, guys. Welcome, of course, to Two Sides of the Pitch podcast, where our show today is sponsored by Alloy Collectors. I finally got mine in the mail. The website is
Right.
uk.alloycollectors.com. With the code Two Sides, you can get 15% off one of these lovely guys. These metal collectible kits. They've got them for just about every team out there. So if you want to get one for yourself or for a friend, family member, they make a great gift. I'm gonna unbox this eventually, but it just looks so nice in the box. But yeah, guys, here they are. It's a wonderful little desk decoration. Goes on a shelf sometimes. You know, it's very nice. So if you want one of
Nah,
those, the site is
might, might
uk.alloycollectors.com and the code is Two Sides.
might be a nice Christmas present as well for any football fans. So that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, exactly. Don't wait till the last minute like I always do, and
Mm.
get your gift early. But
Yeah.
enough of that nonsense. But thank you guys. Thank you, Alloy Collectors. Appreciate you guys, of course. But yeah, boys, I was gonna ask, and especially this is kind of, I mean, this is to both of y'all. But when you saw the lineup, AJ especially, did you have any thoughts? Like, did you think, hey, that's a great lineup? Or were you like, what the heck are we doing? Was what you expected?
It's the lineup that I picked. It's the lineup that I thought that we would go with. It was a positive lineup. Having Madison and Kulu together in the midfield, I think is a very positive move. Um, they both offer something completely different. Madison had a blinder yesterday, by the way. I've been a critic of his, and rightly so. I think even though he's still been performing at a decent level, he's underperformed considering the player that he is. So, but yeah, I was very impressed with the way we went about business yesterday. The lineup, I think it was the strongest lineup we could have put out, considering our options on the wings now with Odegaard being out, who's probably our most direct winger, and Werner. To be honest, we don't. I
Yeah,
I'm
we don't.
I'm in a
Yeah,
position where I'm
we don't
not
even need
finding
Werner.
many Spurs fans that can argue a case for Werner being anywhere near the team, especially after his lack of performance against Coventry. So, but no, as a team, I thought it was a very good choice, a very good lineup.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely did too. I absolutely did too. Robbo, hopefully will be back. He does that from time to time. He likes to pop in, disappear. But that's Robbo for you guys. Um, real quick, I want to say hello to some people. We've got Quez in the house. Sankit's in the house. What's up, buddy? He says Hala Madrid. Hala Madrid. I don't know how you say that. I'm not a Madrid fan, but Sankit is, and we love you for it, brother. Uh, El Tal Cockerell, Mr. Jose in the house, big up. And Daniel Coys is also here. Big up, Daniel. I was actually just about to send a message to Mr. Jose and say, fancy jumping in. We'll see what he says to that. He probably heard me, but now he's got a message in his WhatsApp saying the same thing. And Daniel, of course, big up, buddy. Yeah, when the lineup came out, though, man, I was excited. I was really excited. Johnson looked like he really had like lit a fire inside of him whenever he scored that goal against Coventry. It looked like something inside of him just clicked. And so I was so happy to see him on the pitch. And confidence at last for BJ. I mean, he took that goal yesterday. It's supremely well. Side netting. Beat his man. He beat a man. I don't know. You couldn't ask for anything better, I don't think, with that goal. Do you think we're finally going to see a confident Brennan Johnson that's going to contribute more to this team, that's going to be the player that maybe we all hoped he would be when he signed for such a big fee?
Time will tell. He's got many years left ahead of him. What is he, 23? Around about 23, I think. He's
that
young.
sounds right.
He's young, so he's got many years ahead of him. He's being played as a winger, and that's not his game. He's not a winger. He's an inside forward. He likes to drift in that channel and play further up the pitch. Asking him to do something he's uncomfortable with, and getting annoyed when he's not performing to the standards that we set for him. I don't get that. Watch him play. When you watch Brennan Johnson play, is he world class? No. Is he a decent player? Yes. If he's utilised in the right way, do you get results from him? Yes, you do. When he comes on in the games, late on in the games, is when he has more impact, right? Why does he have more impact? Because the game is more stretched. He plays in that channel, running through, wanting the ball played in behind. That's when he's effective. When he can isolate his man, when he's running past to get on the end of a ball. He is a player that is going to divide opinion because he's not glitz and glamour. He's not shining. He hasn't got a fancy name, so people will be annoyed that he's 15 goal contributions, I think, last season. About that in his first season for a player that apparently is crap and should not play football and is scamming a living. I think 15 goal contributions in your first season for a club is fairly decent. So as per with every player, instead of judging them on 2 and a bit performances or one season, let's give the player some regular game time in his preferred position, but utilising him the way he should be utilised to bring out all of his attributes. Then if he doesn't perform, you can give him stick and say, I knew he wasn't good. Why did we sign him? But wait to judge. Don't judge before you've seen. If this season he puts up, say, another 15 goal contributions or more, that's 2 seasons in a row from a player that we hear constantly is terrible, rubbish, crap, shit, whatever word you want to use to describe him. So it doesn't quite track for me, does it? Is he the standout superstar that people wanted us to sign? No. But did you really think that that's what we were going to do? Did you really think that Tottenham Hotspur were going to sign a superstar, standout, sensational winner? No, because that's not what we do as a club. And if you allowed yourself to believe that and you're judging Brennan Johnson based off of that, that's not Brennan Johnson's problem. What I want to see him being consistent. I don't want this being a flash in the pan. I want him to build off of this. He's had 2 decent performances, scored 2 very, very good goals. Let's hope this is a platform on which to build.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, against Coventry, after he scored that goal, there was all the controversy. He didn't celebrate. He didn't go clap the away fans after the match, but he looked angry. And sometimes you need a player to have that anger. Because before he had looked scared, he had looked, you know, like a lost child that lost their mom at the supermarket. He looked scared and worried and lost. But after he scored that goal against Coventry, like I said, it looked like a switch just flipped inside of his mind, and he went from looking scared to looking angry. And I would much prefer an angry Brendan Johnson than a scared one. And I think that he's playing with that anger. You've got to learn to utilize that anger, and I think he's done a great job. Obviously, we've only seen him in one more match, prior since then, but I still think that there's a lot more to come from Brennan. So, yeah, absolutely. And then guys, I don't know if you guys are watching the Brighton Nottingham Forest match. I've got it on in the corner, but there was a red card apparently for Morgan Gibbs White, and then both managers got red carded. So it's getting pretty wild. There's only a couple minutes left in that match, though. But just wanted to kind of give everybody a little heads up. And then also, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to sub to Jose at Altel Cockerel. There's the link right there. So we got Destiny 5 in the house, saying big up gents. Vicario worries me at times. That's actually another good point. I thought Vicario had a pretty good game yesterday. AJ, does he worry you at times?
Yes, definitely. But he started last season shaky. He had a few games where he looked wobbly and then had a brilliant season. Um, Very rarely do you get the complete player, right? Very, very rarely, especially as a goalkeeper. You get goalkeepers that are world class and they play 10, 11, 12 games where they're absolutely perfect and then they'll drop an absolute clanger. So if it can happen to the very best, why can't it happen to anybody? Um, he
Yeah.
is very scary when it comes to collecting the ball from corners. Um, I don't know why he doesn't want to catch the ball, why he insists on just trying to punch it clear, regardless of if it's comfortable enough for him to catch. And he was shaky, and it was worrying when he tried to play the ball out for the back, and we nearly conceded because of it. When he
That was
handballed the
bad.
ball outside the when he handballed the ball outside the area, which was a clear handball, and
Oh,
I
very
just
clear.
VAR to me is absolutely pointless. It needs to be done away with because it sucks the joy out of the game, sucks the passion and the romance out of the game. You can't watch it and celebrate and really get involved because hang on a minute, I've just celebrated, but the goal's ruled out, or do I celebrate? I don't want to celebrate
Yeah.
yet because
You
it's
got
gone
to
to
wait
VAR.
a minute, 2 minutes to celebrate.
VAR,
Exactly.
VAR is the worst thing to happen to football, in my opinion. But Vicario then made a couple of very, very good saves. One of them, a scoop clearance off the goal line. So, if yes, I will take a goalkeeper who's flappy a bit if it's going to produce saves. If in the same breath he'll produce saves like he did to keep us in the game and then allow us to go on and win the game comfortably in the end. So it's a mixed bag with Vicario. Let's just hope that he, as last season, plays his way out of the patch that he's in where he's looking uncertain, he's looking a bit shaky. Let's hope that we finish now from here on out with the Vicario that we got towards the back end of last season, a strong, reliable keeper.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we got Destiny saying how he didn't see a red card baffles me, but he's happy he didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and I could totally be wrong, but I did some research trying to figure out what the punishment would be, and from what I could tell, and actually I heard this too in one of our WhatsApp groups from the wonderful Ash P. She was on. Well, I don't know if she was on Jose's show earlier, but I think she was supposed to be. But regardless, Ash P, wonderful member of the community, but she pointed out that a goalkeeper handling the ball outside of the box is no different than like a player handling the ball. And it should have only been, or probably would have only been a yellow card. Is that how you guys understand that rule? Or were you thinking it would have been a red? I think it's a red if they stop a clear goal scoring opportunity by using their hands.
And
But I think had
from
they
what,
only, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy.
no, I was just going to say, from what I understand, that's right. And apparently, the reason it didn't get reviewed by VAR is because it wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. It didn't, and it just VAR is ridiculous. People will tell me, "Oh, it's improved the game," and "Oh, it does get things right," but it seems like every week, every single week, in multiple games, we're having a conversation about how VAR is affecting the game in a negative way. So, I mean, that's just me. If people like
No,
VAR,
no.
that's absolutely fine. There's,
I was gonna ask
everyone's got their,
Bravo.
yeah, go.
Bravo, what do you think of VAR, buddy? We know how AJ feels. AJ is not a
Um,
fan.
I mean, if it wasn't for VAR, Man United would have never got through to the cup final last season. So I don't mind. No, it's. I think we. I don't think we've got VAR right. I think there's a lot of when it was used in like the World Cup and the Euros, the decisions didn't take long and they were the correct decisions. They would get to the right decisions. Whereas I think VAR used in England, it's a lot of people's opinions that are being used to be making those decisions. I think when they bring in this semi-automated offside rule, I think that will make everything a lot easier, because it'll be instant. Within 30 seconds, they'll be able to say yes, whether it's onside or onside. Like I said, yes, it's harsh, but it's literally like a toe that is offside, but that's the part of it. Do you know what I mean? But I think it should be used better in England, but the whole point of VAR was to get rid of controversial decisions, but it's still making controversial decisions. So, and one of the best things about football is going to work on the Monday talking about controversial decisions, whereas VAR was supposedly taken away. Oh, I'm just watching the Forest. They had a massive chance to go through and in the third minute of injury time, but yeah, they've just blown it. Sorry, got distracted. And but VAR is not. It's not used properly in England until it gets used correctly. The fans don't know what's going on. All they get told is there's a VAR decision pending. That's all they get told. They don't. There's no message from the referee or anything like that. It's so tough to watch and be a fan. The amount of times me and my wife will be watching a game and they'll score a goal and I'll be like, hang on, let's just see if it's offside first. Yeah, because you just never know. You never know what they're going to pick up on. Sometimes they're looking for something in particular, which really does, as AJ said, it drags the passion out of the game. It makes people not being able to celebrate properly. But if they use it correctly, it's good for the game, but it just doesn't get used correctly in England.
I kind of miss too the uncertainty, not the uncertainty, but it was kind of up to the referee's discretion, and I like that because it just made it feel like, I don't know. So I'm in the U.S., right? There's a lot of like NFL. I'm not a fan. I don't watch that type of football. Hand egg, as I like to call it. But there are so many. You know what I mean? There's so many decisions. There's so many stoppages of play. The referees have to look at so many different things. And I liked in that soccer. I'll call it soccer just for this argument. But I liked in soccer there was, things happened and you just continued. I mean it was a smooth, continuous game. And I think VAR has made it more like American football, and I don't like that. Sometimes you get scored on. Your team gets scored on, and you say, "Hold on, wait, maybe there was an offside." Oh, you've got to help her. You've got to help her.
Yeah, she's. Oh, by the way, yeah, you'll actually. Her name is Totti.
Awesome.
It's short for Tottenham. My wife's late husband was a Tottenham fan, and they had to get together, and she is called Totti for Tottenham. So there you go. That's why she's trying to get involved. I was going to
say she could be on the show anytime she wants. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. In regards to, do you know why Americans call it soccer rather than football? Do you know the reason it's called soccer? And I found this out on a podcast. So there's a podcast that Gary Lineker, Michael Richards and Alan Shearer do. And Gary Lineker revealed that the reason it's called soccer is because it used to be known as association football. And Americans shortened the word association. They had to figure out between the difference between American football and association football. And they shortened the word association to soccer. And that's why Americans call it soccer. Apparently so, anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
AJ, were you aware of that fact?
No, I wasn't, but I'm glad that makes sense. That because we called it association football, which is a sport that you play with your feet, the Americans felt the need to call it soccer and call their football that you play with your hands for 99% of the time football. It's absolutely genius.
Yeah, we're very smart. We're very smart people in this country, AJ. You'll learn we're very, very smart. Real quick, I wanted to say big up to Rich, who's also saying big up. Big win yesterday. Much better performance, in his opinion, than Newcastle and Leicester. Of course, definitely. More clear-cut chances and a much higher XG. Hell yeah. I mean, I think we all saw it. I hadn't looked at the numbers yet, Rich, because I'm not a big stats man, but I believe it. I know we had less possession than normal yesterday, but I'm cool with giving up some possession in order to get a win. Oh yeah, and then up here, Sankit said that it looked like Richarlison is out of Andrew's project because he was used last season, but this season he's literally disappeared. Rich let him know that he's been injured for a very long time. So yeah, Sankit, it's not so much I think that he's out of favor. I'm sure he'd be getting minutes, to be quite honest, had he, if he was not injured.
I think there's more to it. I think that he's having issues again.
Really?
Because I don't buy into that he's consistently injured. I believe that he's having issues with his mental health again.
Oh man!
And I think that I don't think he'll be playing many more games for Spurs if at all. I think January time comes and we'll sell him because the best ability is availability, and he's never available. Does he perform for us when he plays? Yes, in fits and spurts, but if your striker isn't available, what's the point in having him? If any player isn't available, what's the point in having them? So I don't think
it's almost like the Lamela situation where he was injured more often than he wasn't.
Exactly, but when Lamela played, he gave everything. I loved Lamela when he played. He gave absolutely everything. He had that
including an elbow to the face, usually to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. But he had that passion to play for the club. And a lot of foreign players don't get that. People from foreign leagues, they don't really get that. It doesn't seem to mean as much, but he knew what it meant. So yeah, I miss Lamela.
Yeah, no, I definitely do too. I definitely do too. So I'm posting this in the chat. I'm going to delete it in just a second, but I'm putting it in here for Daniel because Dan would like to jump in and have his say. So Daniel, click on that link quick before I delete it. Don't need any yahoos in here. But no, I absolutely agree. Lamela was something else. We really could use a player like Lamela. He was awesome. I love Lamela, and I know he divided opinion, but I think Lamela was awesome. Like you said, just the way he cared so much. He would fight. He would die on that pitch, I felt like, for Spurs. He loved the badge. Very, very, very cool player. One of a kind. Sadly, I don't even know where he's playing these days. I'll have to Google that and find it out in just a second. But yeah, I can see what you mean, the difference between Eric Lamela and Richarlison for sure. Yeah, Richarlison. I don't know. We could have used him. That's the thing that stinks is we really could have used him at the beginning of the season when we had no recognized striker. But
what I do like though, with Richarlison not being available, is there's more time and more room for Blankshire to come in and get some minutes. And that's a boy that I do want to be seeing play for the club. I've watched him at youth level, and he's a good finisher. He's a very, very good finisher. He knows, like Harry Kane used to know where the goal is. Didn't even have to look up. The ball would come in, roll across him, and he's slotting the ball away. I like the look of Lancashire. He's just got back from injury. I think he played 45 minutes for the under-21s recently. So
nice.
With Richarlison not being available, that creates more room for him in the team, which I'm a fan of.
Absolutely. Nice. I thought he was still injured, so the fact that he's got some minutes in for the unders is good. I think that's awesome. And real quick, Chris Peters is in the house saying afternoon all, and he knew that about soccer already. So Chris, why didn't you ever tell me, buddy? If you knew this whole time. Just kidding. But what's up, Chris? Good to have you in here, buddy. Big love. You know I always got time for you, Chris Peters. And then we've been joined by Daniel. What's up, buddy?
Big up. He's all good.
Yeah,
all good, man.
Doing great.
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Just wanted to come and talk about just wanted to come and talk about the football yesterday. It's a bit easier saying it instead of trying to fill it all in the characters in the comments because you only get a certain amount of words you can write. Yes, I don't want to have to write like 2 or 3 comments. Yeah, like I said about yesterday, I actually see a lot of positives from yesterday. Like, personally, I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have jumped the gun a bit the week before, putting too much pressure on Ant like a bit too quickly. Because like you see yesterday that he does get them into position to create chances. They also get some. The reason why the press is so good is because that's Andrew's system making that press good. Yeah, it might also be that the defensive line might be a part of this system that is not the greatest at the moment. There was something that has to be improved on, but you can't doubt the pressing is something in his system that's working perfect at the moment. It's one of the best in Europe. Like taking average every 5 passes to win the ball back whenever we press. That's one of the that's one of the best in Europe. Like if we had
those are elite
players,
numbers for sure.
Yeah, if we had more clinical players in the final third when opportunities like yesterday, we had to wait until was it the 88th minute to get the third goal because we didn't kill the game off. And we're like, and if you notice, every more like time we didn't kill the game off when we were in control, you felt like Brentford felt like their confidence they could get an equaliser, and it took like a worldly save from Vicario to keep it at 2-1. Like in certain games like that, that's the situation we're finding ourselves in at the moment. We're not killing games off when we're controlling games, and it's inviting teams back into the game. And like Spurs have always been one of these sort of teams, yeah, where we can literally switch off in an instant and let a team back into a game. We've been like even under Poch, even under Harry. It's always just been like a Spurs thing. And like I feel like yesterday, like the pressing really, like I'd be lying if I said like I've not got any hope because like the press is too good to not give me hope. If you know what I mean? Because like it's just like he has to like be able to get the other things around the high line is something that definitely has to. I don't know. He ain't gonna drop. He might drop it back a little bit, but I think the high line is something that has to be obviously looked at a little bit. But I definitely think the pressing, like you said, the pressing is one of the best in Europe. Like that's got to give surely some Spurs fans hope. Like, I know the results haven't been the greatest this season, but when you look at it realistically, we had Arsenal and Newcastle, 2 games that we lost last season as well. Yeah, that's our two defeats. Yeah, that's 2 games that we lost last season. A lot of teams in the Premier League would lose them games as well. I know that. Obviously, I know I was one of the people that obviously started jumping on them a little bit. But when you look at it realistically, like they were tough games. Like, and we didn't get smashed in either of the games. Like we were in both the matches. Like the Arsenal game, I'm gonna go like that was a pretty poor performance. And I feel like Arsenal didn't even have to get out of first gear for that one. But the only reason why we lost the Newcastle game is because of our own fault. We didn't kid them off when we was in complete control.
Dan, as I said to multiple people, and I've tried to explain this to people, and of course it's just my opinion, so it doesn't make my opinion more valid than anyone else's. But last season we went to Newcastle and got embarrassed. We got slapped silly. We got absolutely outplayed. But this season we went there. We totally outplayed them. We dominated. We created chances. We weren't clinical. And at this level, at the top level in any sport, if you create chances and do not take them, then you get punished. And that's what happened. We got beat by a goal. We got beat 2-1 on the counter. It happens. It happens to every team in the world, even Real Madrid, Manchester City, Arsenal, Bayern Munich. It's happened to all of them. So when nobody wants to lose, I didn't want to lose, but you have to look at it and think, well, actually, there are improvements. Yes, we still lost the game, but there's the way in which you lose the game. If you lose the game 10-0 and you get completely outplayed and embarrassed, or you lose the game 2-1, they're both still losses, but which one are you taking more from? The one where you're competitive, you've improved, you haven't conceded as many, you've scored a goal, right? You have the opportunity to score more. This is why when not everyone else, but other people are going, oh, it's doom and gloom. I don't think it is. You can see, as you just said, with the pressing, like that's the reason Dominic Solanke was bought over Ivan Toney, because Toney isn't going to give you that. Toney proved when he got his move that he only cares about money. Hence why he bets a lot, right? He only cares about financial gains. He doesn't really want to put in the effort. He shows no loyalty. When Brentford started buying, when other teams would have cashed in on him, he showed absolutely no loyalty to Brentford. He wanted to move away. He wanted to get gone. So we signed a player to fit the system. And already I saw people commenting on Solanke, oh, it was only a tap-in. But he leads the press. The press was the reason we won the ball back. And you still have to be there. If he isn't there to follow up, The goalkeeper makes the save, spills it. No one's there to follow it up. The defender collects it. We don't score.
Exactly.
Apparently, from what I understand now, is you get more points for a win if your players score from 40 yards. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
If it's a curler from 40 yards out, then
apparently, if you whack it top bins from 40 yards, that's worth 2 goals, and it means that when you win the match, you get 6 points instead of 3 because tap-ins. If it's a tap-in, you only get 1 goal for it, right? I wasn't aware that it mattered what goal you scored. I thought that it was important that you just scored. This is exactly what I thought, but I have it on reliable, from many sources that I'm actually wrong with that way of thinking.
No, we needed a player that could get those tap ins. We've constantly had the ball put in the right area, but no one there to finish it off, and that's exactly what Solanke's going to do.
But tell Philip Owen, tell Philip Owen Zaghi plays like that. Like he can't count any of your goals because after the tap ins. Like Philip Owen Zaghi, was one of the best. Exactly, like that makes sense, man.
What about Van Nistelrooy? The master of the tap-in. And people had the cheek, even back then, to, he scores tap-ins. Yeah, but he scores loads of them. Why is that? Because he knows where to be.
Yeah.
Only about 300 tap-ins.
Yeah, you gotta be elite at something. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking over people, and that's my bad. But I was gonna say, you gotta be. No, dude, nobody's fault. We're all having fun. This is just a soccer talk. Football talk, my fault. But no, you got to be elite at something in football, no matter what position you play. And that could be, that could be your finishing could be elite. It could be your positioning that could be elite. You could have elite speed. And I think, I think Solanke's going to show that he's got elite positioning. Most of his goals he scored last season, not all, but a lot of them were similar to the goal he scored yesterday. He put up very respectable numbers last season, which is, partly why we purchased him. I wouldn't be mad if he scored 15 more of those goals. Just like
How good is it to have a player that we can ping the ball up to, and he's not only strong enough to win the ball, but he's got the skill to control it and then play other people in. We haven't had that since Kane. Like Son can't do that. Richarlison can't do that. Kulu can't do that. Kulu is a battering ram and a solid player, but none of them can do that. We whack the ball up. We ping the ball up to Solanke so we can go long if we need to. And he's winning the ball and then controlling it and playing his teammates in. That's another dimension that we didn't have. We haven't had since we sold Kane. But we have that now. We have that option.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very nice. It's amazing, actually. It changes the entire way that you can play. But I was going to ask, Robbo, who did you guys have playing up top for you yesterday?
So with us, I was just going to quickly interject. I was going to agree with AJ. Van Nistelrooy was one of the best at being in the right position at the right time. He scored over 100 goals for Man United doing that. And I think the goal for Solanke yesterday is going to do wonders for his confidence. They'll just breathe confidence now for him and the team. The team will be like, right, this guy is going to be there when we need him. And we'll be able to find him and, or do the rebound. So I think it's brilliant. Good movement and good positioning. In regards to the United, he made a bit of a controversial decision. He put Rashford on the bench, which was a really big surprise because obviously he scored 3 goals in 2 games. He seemed to be playing well, and he put Xerxes up top, which I'm not sold on him just yet. Doesn't seem confident when we ping the ball to him. Doesn't seem confident in getting it and playing it out. But yeah, he only scored the 1 goal, which was at the first game of the season. But the amount of chances Man United had, we could have done with a finisher that just pounced on. I mean, there was one where Garnacho was put through, curled it, and it looked like it was going for top corner. It's hit the bar. It's come back to Fernandes. He's scuffed his efforts into the ground, and this bounced up and hit the bar again. Whereas a proper striker and finisher, possibly a Rashford or a Solanke like that, would have got that goal, and then we'd have gone on to win the game. But I don't mind playing like that and not. It shows that if we'd have played rubbish and drawn 0-0, questions would be asked. But like I said in the group chat earlier, you can't blame a manager for your strikers and your midfielders not scoring. You cannot blame the manager for that. Yeah, that's what they're paid to do. That's their jobs. If they're not doing it, your manager's not going to go on there and do it for you. The team plays well, created lots and lots of chances. But yeah, it's frustrating to end up goalless, but it is what it is.
We know that feeling. We know that feeling too well. Yeah, I mean, Crystal Palace aren't an easy team to play.
No.
They're not a bad team. And but yeah, as Spurs fans, we know all too well about having all the possession, creating all the chances, and then not getting the win. So hopefully, just like us, it turns around for you guys very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
And like I said, with European football in the week, so it's not long until the next game comes around to right the wrongs of the previous game and, get some form in players, score goals. I know that Man United play Wednesday against FC20. Who did Tottenham play in the week?
Carabag.
Carabag, I call it. Carabag, I call him, yeah.
Where are they even from? I got to Google that.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Azerbaijan.
Nice. From the Azerbaijan Premier League. They're first in the Azerbaijan Premier League.
I'm just glad the game's at home and not away.
I've heard it probably gets pretty wild over there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good for travel for the Thursday and the Sunday game either. I would have played on the Thursday, gone away to Azerbaijan, and then played Man United at Old Trafford on the Sunday. That wouldn't have been good for travel.
I can't even pick out in my mind where the hell Azerbaijan is.
Man United have the extra day rest from us, obviously, because they play on the Wednesday, we play on the Thursday, and then obviously we got them at Old Trafford on the Sunday. I think Azerbaijan's like near Russia area, or around them sort of areas, mate.
Yeah,
I think it's around Belarus, Azerbaijan, Russia area.
Yeah, Turkey's right there. Iran is right below. Yeah, it's like right on the cusp of the Middle East and Europe. Interesting.
Yeah, it's basically one of them countries that's classed as Europe, that's more Middle Eastern sort of country.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like Pakistan as well. Pakistan's classed as Europe, but it's more like a Middle Easty sort of country as well.
See, this is not just a football show, guys. We're learning about geography. We're learning about all kinds of stuff here. But yeah, and guys, we play Robbo's team next in the Premier League, and I'm excited, very excited. And I'll get to that in just one second. But I was going to ask Dan, confidence at last for Brennan Johnson? You think that the floodgates will open now that he's got these 2 goals?
I don't know, mate. I'll be honest. The second shot where he scuffed it a bit wide, sort of like Brennan Johnson in like a heartbeat. Like he scores the goal and then he has to try. Like he has probably the second opportunity, probably more easy than the first one. Well, it's definitely more easy than the first one because the second one was from like the edge of the box, like sort of like the edge of that side of the box. Like he should have. I don't know. I'm just happy he's scoring back-to-back games. It's going to help his confidence. Like I'm not one of these fans who's like, even though I just think he's not really good enough for Spurs. But I'm willing to like give him a chance, and I do definitely think the 2 goals back-to-back will definitely help his confidence. The only problem is that I keep seeing when he gets the ball on the right wing, he doesn't use his pace enough. And still, even yesterday, he still slows it down too much. Like where I just feel like he should just get the ball. Like sometimes do what Gareth Bale done, just like hit it 5 yards in front of you, yeah, and just try and run onto it. He's got the pace to do it. Yeah, he doesn't even like. He tries to keep the ball so close to his feet sometimes, and then sometimes he ends up like a. Sorry, mate.
The thing is, he's not a winger. He doesn't. He's not a winger. We're playing him in that position. He's an inside forward. He loves to play in the channel between the centre and the right-hand side of the pitch, and that's what he used to do for Nottingham Forest and played the counter-attack style.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to play a player, you're trying to teach him a different position. I mean, when he scored goals, when he's assisted, it's been in the position where he was for Forest, making that run in behind. Very rarely has he contributed for us, either goals or assists, where he's actually faced his man up, driven at him, dribbled past him and scored a goal. He doesn't do that. So it's with me, I think we're trying to shoehorn him into that position to try and utilise him. We signed him, so we've got to try to use him. I think that he played far too many games for us last season. I don't think the plan was for him to play as many games. But we ended up having to rely on him somewhat. So, I mean, I'm all for giving a player time. I don't think, like I said, 15 GA last season, and I think that's a decent return. You know, if all of our front line, all the players that are coming in and rotating, 5 or 6 of them are all contributing 15 goals or assists, that's a decent return for you, right? That's a decent return for any club. So, considering people don't rate him and think he's terrible, he got 15 goals and assists last season. If he does the same this season, that's 30 in 2 seasons for a player that apparently is no good and isn't at a level. So I'm all for giving a player time and waiting to judge rather than judging them prematurely.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think we're gonna have to. I mean, I was telling them, Daniel, and you probably heard at the beginning that it seems like after he scored against Coventry, he looked angry. He looked angry after that goal, and I liked that. He so often this season looked scared and looked almost like he was. I always say he looks like he's in pain. He has this look on his face that's like, it's like, and after he scored against Coventry, he looked pissed. It looked like a switch was flipped, a fire was lit inside of him, and I hope he continues. I hope he harnesses that anger and plays like that. I think he now has the desire to prove people wrong, and you guys know how much that matters. You know, if a player's got a point to prove, I think they can play a lot better. It elevates their game. So I'm excited to see what he can continue to do. I really am. I think that he could be a great player, especially AJ. Like you said, if we play to his strengths, play him in behind, give him a ball to run onto. He did do a good job with his goal yesterday. He beat a man. I couldn't tell you who the defender was because I'm just I need to learn more about Brentford's team. But he definitely took his man on, took one touch around him, beat him, and then got past him and got that shot in, which was a phenomenal shot, side netting. Anytime you ever hit the side netting, you're going to get one of these from me. Michael Dawson, thumbs up right there. And it was absolutely beautiful. The goal was beautiful. And yeah, I don't know, Daniel. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what else he's got to offer. Yeah, hopefully he can score against Robbo's team. But we'll have to wait and see. No, but guys, so we've got the carrot bag game. Shoot, before I get there, I'm a little out of sorts. Sorry about that, guys. What do you guys think about the midfield? I think midfield magic, Kulu and Madison. I think that any game they've got to be they've got to be starting in the midfield for us from now on.
I've been calling for those two to play together for many games, and it's a very attack-minded midfield. They're both attacking, creative players, both completely different, but both. And you then need somebody who's going to be reliable and solid to sit and hold, right? Betancourt had a good game yesterday, and it's going to be rotated between him and Basuma to see who that player is. But I think that partnership of Madders and Kulu, they work because they can unlock you in completely different ways. One of them's a battering ram who's got the strength to hold off 10 men, and the other one's agile, nimble, and can pick a pass, ping the ball 60 yards. So they're both very good in very different ways, and by playing them both in an advanced position, the last thing you want as a defender, if you're defending, what you do want is to know exactly what's coming. I know this player will always go on his left, so I'll just show him if he's going to try and if you're left-sided, right? If you're playing on the left and you're right-footed, you're going to want to cut inside. So I'll just show you outside. I know where you're going, and vice versa on the other side, right? So you want predictability. You want to know what's coming your way. When you've got two players drifting and floating and picking up the same positions and both are creative but both are completely different, your brain's scrambled. You've got so much to think about, as well as everything else you're thinking about in the game. You don't want that as a defender. That's your worst nightmare. You want a simple job. You want an easy day at the office. You want to know what you're doing. So those two together, I think works. I just think it works, and I would be happy to continue playing them that way in the Premier League. I think we'll score a hell of a lot more goals by having them in the team. But also, it looked to me yesterday like Ange made a few tweaks, because it didn't look to me like the fullbacks were consistently inverting. And when you looked towards our back line, there was nearly 3 or 4 players there on that line every time. More often than not, it was 3. But maybe he is starting to relax his sort of, this is the way we're playing regardless. Maybe he is starting to adapt. And if he is, and this victory yesterday, the display is a sign of things to come. Once again, I'm all for it. I'm all for giving the manager time and seeing where it goes.
Yeah, and Peter Kagaias is Pete the paramedic, I call him. He's agreeing with you. He says Ainge tweaked a lot yesterday. I saw it too, and that's a wonderful sign for the longevity of him at our club. Really, stubbornness is something that can get you sacked pretty quick. And so the fact that he was willing to make some tweaks, I think, was a really good sign. And with that midfield pairing, I heard a lot of people say, that it's too attacking. You can't have two number 10s. I would argue that Kulu, I don't know what I would even classify Kulu as. He's so good at holding up play. He's so good at retaining possession. I don't know. Kulu's almost. I hate putting numbers and stuff on people, but he's got more ball carrying ability than Maddison does. He's stronger on the ball. They both are technically probably 10s or attacking midfielders, but Kulu offers so much more, and so I think the two of them together work. Dan, do you think it's a midfield pairing that works well for us and we'll continue to use?
I'll be real, mate. In certain games, yeah. In certain games, no. Because I definitely think you're going to go, if you go to attacking against any of the so-called big six clubs, I feel like you might get exposed. A little. I swear that was the same midfield three we went with against Arsenal. Did we go with Kulu and Maddison in the midfield? And it didn't really show. It didn't really show much, and that was against a weakened Arsenal midfield as well. But I generally think that three works against a low block against against the teams outside the bottom six, maybe outside the bottom 9-10. But I think against the so-called big six clubs like Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and them sort of clubs, I generally think you're going to have to go with a bit more protection in that midfield. I think that it's good when you're trying to break down the low block and you've got a lot of the ball, and you're not going to have to defend a lot. You're not going to have to be put in a lot of situations where you're going to be having to run back a lot. But against the so-called big clubs, like if we went away to Man City and played that midfield three, I'd be very worried. I'll be real. Because personally, I don't even. How would that be able to stop KDB getting on the ball a lot? That wouldn't be able to stop KDB getting on the ball a lot. Maddison and Kulu would not be able to stop. Obviously, the attacking side of the midfield game would definitely improve. But I generally think like the off the ball, Kulu is very good, obviously, at recovering the ball. He's much more better at doing that than what Spurs fans agree. But I don't think that's Maddison's game. It's definitely not Maddison's.
Definitely not.
Madison. Yeah,
Madison's almost a luxury player.
That's what Kulu gives you as well. That's what Kulu gives you is that physical presence and the strength and the ability to win back the ball and protect it. But Arsenal might have beat us, but they created very, very, very little. Very little to come through the middle. They created very little, and it took a set piece. It took a set piece to beat us, and it was 1-0. So I agree with you in the sense that you can't go gung ho all the time, and you have to adapt, and that's it. That formation, that style isn't going to be the best for every team, but it will certainly unlock a lot.
Definitely unlock a lot. Especially, well, a lot of the home. No, like you said, it works for different games. A lot of the home games at home, that sort of formation will work. It's just like the away games, like away at City, away at Liverpool, them sort of games like that. I definitely would not go with that midfield three, because I generally think it'd be a bit too, like you said, it'd be a bit too gung ho at times. But especially away to Man City, that'd be the sort of game where I wouldn't go with that midfield three. I don't think that'd be like the right midfield three to like combat a KDB. But in certain games, like you said, like at home when we're playing teams like Brentford or even teams like, say, like Forest at home, teams like that at home, like I can't see no reason why you can't go that midfield three. Because we're going to have a lot of the ball as it is, and like we're going to be basically told try and break us down. Yeah, like and the more creative players we've got on the pitch, the more chances we've got of doing that. So I'm 100% agree with that. It's just like the City games where like City have got like players like Rodri and KDB in the midfield. Like, I don't think that'd be the right midfield to combat that. Like a pet midfield, but I'm definitely more confident with that midfield three at the moment. But this like AJ said, the Arsenal game, Arsenal didn't create much, but I generally think like it was a very poor North London derby. I don't know if anyone else felt that for like it was probably one of like, the more poor quality North London derbies over the last like 5 or 10 years. But I generally think like Arsenal didn't really play that well, Spurs didn't really play that well. And it felt like it was going to just be a set piece. It was a poor game, you're right. Yeah, it felt like it was just going to be a set piece or a little brilliant moment of magic was going to win that game. Because there wasn't much between both clubs at all on the day. But, I like you said, I think it's more about the sort of games that we play, because like you said, you can't just honestly go the same midfield three 38 games a season and then like expect it to work every single match. Sometimes you have to mix it up, change it up for certain different midfield threes. But like, it's a good thing to have. I'd rather have like options in there, be able to change it up, be able to go a bit more defensive in the midfield, go a bit more offensive in the midfield. It's definitely something you can't criticise it. You want options. And I'd love like Kulu to me has to play from now has to play in the midfield three over right wing. I do not want to see him playing right wing anymore. Yeah, at all. So yeah, true. We might have to see Kulu a lot in the midfield three then, because I don't want to see Kulu on the wing at all anymore. Because he slows the play down too much on the right wing. You can tell he's always wanting to come on his left foot. Left backs now, yeah, have sussed out how to play against him.
Yeah, I would agree.
He barely uses his right foot, and when he does use his right foot, he uses it just before the ball's about to go out the line. So he does it as like a last resort. He wants to he tries to not use his right foot as much as possible. And there's certain parts of his game where in the middle, yeah, you can get away with only being more of a one-footed player, and like being able to use your left foot as well, left foot a bit more as well. So yeah, like I don't want to see him on the right wing. That's what that's definitely one thing I do agree on. He's in my eyes, he's not a right winger, man. He might have been playing there for a bit. He might be playing there for us, but in my eyes, he's not a right winger. You're exposing his game by sticking him out on the right wing.
Exactly. He's an attacking midfielder, I think, and you can play an attacking midfielder on the wing, of course. You could play, you could play him up top if you wanted. But yeah, he is definitely most useful in the middle of the pitch. I definitely agree. Look at this, guys. We got Jamie. He said, I had to spare 2 minutes. Great show and great guests. Big up to Jamie. Jamie's got some family stuff going on at the moment. If everybody could spare a thought and some good vibes for Jamie, that would be wonderful. And I'm sure he would really appreciate it. Big love, Jamie. Can't wait to have you back soon, man. Yep. And keep strong, buddy. And
big up, man.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, so Arsenal, we were talking about Arsenal. They're getting ready to play a match. So I don't know if everybody I know that Robbo wants to watch it. Robbo told me he was excited to watch the football today. So I don't want to keep Robbo for too long. But I do want to say
I've got on the side, so we're all good. So yeah, we keep going as long as we want.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my other phone. I'm gonna put it on my little tablet now as well, so I'm gonna watch it as well on the little side as well.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. So we play Robbo's team next weekend, United. And I was gonna ask, I don't know much about the midfield three, or for one, I don't know what formation United plays. So what's your midfield usually look like, Robbo?
Trouble is, I don't think Man United know what formation they normally play. That's the trouble. I think the midfield almost sort of he seems to be set on having Mainu, Eriksen and Fernandes is the main three. Mainu's quite a sort of he'll sort of flip between sort of sitting back and going forward. He's really good at going forward. And the same with Eriksen. Eriksen is not a quick player, but he's good on the ball and he can ping balls here, there, and everywhere. So, and Fernandes just has a free role in the team. He just does what he wants, and because he is that good a player. When he's on it, there's not many better players than him, but it's all about for him doing it more often. But yeah, I'm excited for that game. It should be a good game because if Tottenham come out and play the way they come out and positive, then that will play, I think, into Man United's counter-attacking hands, because we seem to have turned into a bit of a counter-attacking team. So I'm hoping for a good game. Being at Old Trafford as well, I think hopefully we'll get the result. But I think we Wednesday we play at home and then Sunday at home. So again, it's all about building momentum. Yeah, we've kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Hopefully Wednesday's the same, and then build that form going into Sunday, and then we crack on from there. But if things don't go well Wednesday, that can have a really bad side effect in going into that Sunday game, which is why, like I said earlier, it's good that we have players complain and play too many games, but it's good to have these games coming at them thick and fast, because get 3 wins in a row. Yeah, and you build momentum and then you take it into every game going forward after that. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so I love Kulusevski, by the way. I think he's a brilliant player. I really enjoy watching him for Tottenham. I wish Man United had someone like him in the team. Like he gets things done. You never know. Daniel Levy might do a deal with Man United to bring him on. So yeah.
I mean, if you guys threw the right money at it, I'm absolutely positive that Daniel Levy would entertain.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would, to be honest.
Yep, we got him fairly cheap too, if I'm not mistaken. And I wanted to highlight this comment from Descartes real quick. He said, as an Aussie, Ange copped a lot of criticism because he broke down the national team before rebuilding it. Then they went on to win the Asian Cup. Last night, it felt like we're moving into the build now. That's awesome, dude. I see. I wish I knew more about Ange prior to coming to Spurs. I've tried to learn. I've tried to do my due diligence, but yeah, I'm glad. And it does look like finally things are moving in the right direction. And to be honest, the only thing that wasn't clicking before was we just weren't scoring goals, creating clear enough chances. I think the rest of the game was there. And so, yeah, I agree with you, Dick Harrow. I think that it looks like we're moving into the final product, I guess you could say. But yeah, so another question. I'll throw this one to Dan. Are you worried about United at the weekend?
Sorry, man. You just watched somebody. Sorry, I just want to quickly break. You just watched somebody City Arsenal game. Like, City playing on the floor for like 20 seconds, clattered already.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what's happened. Like they kicked off, literally passes to the goalkeeper, and he's just Rodri's down holding his face. Something to do with Havertz. I'm not sure what's happened.
My screen's a little bit slow. I'm about to see it here. Oh yeah, just instantly went down. Jesus, my screen's delayed.
Is that Rodri? Is that Rodri that's down?
I've been laughing.
Like they are, man. He's up now. But
was it Rodri?
Yeah,
was it Rodri? Yeah, he's probably more concerned with. He's probably more concerned with planning his strike than he is to actually play football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wait. What do you mean about? I've heard this stuff about a strike, but I don't know what the hell's going on. What's happening?
Oh, he doesn't like the fact that he's having to play about 50 games a season.
It definitely looked like a forearm into the face. Sorry about that. I interrupted you.
Apparently playing 50 games. You know, bearing in mind there are millions and millions and millions, probably in the billions of people around the world that watch football, right? And would give everything to play and be in the position these players are in, the privileged position. And apparently Rodri finds it a little bit too much that they're playing about 50, 55 games a season. It's not acceptable. Bearing in mind,
it's not on, mate.
Bearing in mind, you get first class travel everywhere. You get chauffeur driven. If you don't have to drive, you can literally get chauffeur driven. Everything's laid on for you. You're given the best foods, the best. You've got the best nutritionists. You've got personal massages, like
hyperbolic machines or whatever that you get in to heal your body.
Absolutely ridiculous and disgusting. And I hope that he is ashamed. I hope that when he actually gets to think about it, not that I think he will, because I don't think any of those players have any ounce of humility. I think if he actually ever has the chance to sit down and think about what it is he said, that he's embarrassed by what he said, because it's pathetic.
What I like about you, AJ, is that you are so on the fence about things, that you don't have any strong opinions. You know, no, I'm just playing, of course, but no, yeah, I agree that these guys are in a very privileged position. I have seen the other side of the argument, and so I haven't really taken a side, because that's my favorite thing. I've taken a note from American politicians that I don't really take sides on stuff. I just ride the fence. But yeah, so some people would argue, and AJ, you've seen the argument that, you know, with all the games played, that the quality of football will probably go down because the players won't be playing at peak condition. Yeah. And so
you saw my reply, didn't you? Cole, you saw my reply to that, didn't you? That's why managers build teams. They build squads, not just 11 players. And it's down to the manager. Rather than come out and go, oh, we're playing far too much football. Why tell ordinary people that work their asses off to put food on the table, to pay the bills, to keep a roof over their head, that work ridiculously long hours? Why tell people like that you're going to go on strike because, you know, apparently playing 50 games a season is too much when you're earning £300,000-400,000 a week? Instead of doing that, why not go to your manager and say, I don't think you're getting the best out of me because I think I'm being spread too thin. Can we rotate the team a little bit more? Why not actually speak to the people in a position to do something about it getting sulked like a little bitch. It aggravates me.
I get it. I get both sides. What do you got to say, Robbo?
So I put the, when we had the chat the other day on the podcast, I put a clip of what I said on my TikTok, and someone commented on it saying, "Oh, if it was Fernandez saying that, you would be fine with it." I really wouldn't. It could be any Man United player come on and say this. I'd say exactly the same. I'm annoyed and frustrated that they think, or that they, that Rodri's come out and said that there is the potential for players to go on strike because of too many games. Like I said on the other day, all of the chauffeuring, the private jets and everything, like I said, private chefs, masters, all this, they get all of this, doctors, do you know what I mean? Don't come at me, you're playing too many games, right? If you don't want to play that many games, take a pay cut. Yeah, take a pay cut, give some money back. If you don't want to play those games, the Club World Cup at the end of the season, say to the manager, right, it's too many games, I'm not going to play it, don't pay me while I'm not playing. It's just, do you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous, yeah.
Divide the pay by the number of games, and then the ones they don't want to play, take that pay.
Could you imagine? You imagine if the manager turned around and said, right, I'm going to pay you your wages, but I only pay you when you play. I guarantee you every single player wants to play every single game. Yeah, because they 100%. Want that money. Yeah, absolutely. And it's 100%. An absolute joke that people are coming out with this, and and it just annoys me. You know what I mean? Like, people, you look at the stadiums in England, like, in the Premier League, all of the stadiums are always full. At the start of a game, the ticket prices are ridiculous, and people are working their asses off to earn that money to just go and see you play football. Yeah, you are paid. It would take me 10 years to earn what some of these players earn in a week. Yeah, so don't give me this that you're playing too much football. You're being paid this obscene amount of money. Yes, it's not your fault because your club is paying you. That's their choice. But we would love to be in their position of having our professional job is to play football. Yeah, we're here because we love football. I would love nothing more to be paid to be playing football. So don't come at me. You're playing too much. Yeah, it's an absolute joke. It's ridiculous, and it's wound me up. And yeah, I don't know who brought it up again today, but thanks for that. But yeah, it's really wound me up.
I think it was AJ, kind of. Well, in the chat as well.
I do apologize.
It's because Rodri went down in the first 10 seconds. Obviously needed a break because he played 10 seconds of football, so obviously needed a break.
He's going on strike already. No, but Dan, we cut you off while you were trying to talk, and I know that you're sort of on the other side of this, and I like that. So, yeah, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, well, but I'm not gonna. The delivery of how he said it, was not right at all. Let's just start with that by saying let's go on strike. Like, you don't say that to the normal level of people like me who obviously work my arse off for 40 hours a week. They don't even earn like a percentage of what they earn. So that's not a good start. Like, the delivery of it is. But let's put it to the side. We have to look at they've added there's one international break. Was it this month? Was it this month or just gone? Or was it last month? It was literally just recent.
It had to be last month.
It was.
One Man City. Yeah. 1-0 Man City. Haaland.
Nice.
It's about to happen for me. I just saw a shot put wide. I'm at 7 minutes 14 seconds. So my stream, I think, is like a full minute behind y'all.
Yeah. I'll let you see it 1 sec, mate.
I just saw. I think it was Bernardo Silva put that one wide. But let's see who gets. You said it was Haaland got the goal.
Oh, what a finish!
Absolutely tore them open. Straight through ball, straight through.
Straight through the middle.
You can't give Haaland that space. He's going to punish you.
Haaland's
annoying. Man United had a chance to sign him for peanuts when Solskjaer was in charge. Yeah, that would have been a massive signing. But apparently the owners said, they said no, they didn't want him. I bet they're absolutely regretting that now with those numbers. Like, he's a beast.
Isn't he a big City fan though? Like his father or something?
He's a Leeds United fan. His dad. He's born in Leeds. Haaland's born in Leeds. Yeah, when his dad was playing for Leeds United, he's got a little soft spot for Leeds United. Haaland does.
Oh, I did see the goal finally. That was nice. That was
nice touch on the wing. Yeah. Oh,
Gabriel thought about pulling the back. Then thought about pulling the back, I might get sent off it. So then sort of changed his mind at the last second. But I think you were saying before they scored the goal there about the extra games and about the striking. Yeah, like I was saying, I think there's an international Well, when did it? I think we played this month. So there's another one next month already. Yeah, so that's 2 international windows like spread out in the first like 2 or 3 months of the season, just on the back of the Euros being in the summer. Yeah, so that's like obviously in July. So and then you've got the World Club Championship next year. I know not all the teams are in the World Club Championship, but now you're talking like 62, 63 potential games for a lot of these big 6 clubs. So a lot of these players are going to play. Like this isn't done yet to make fans get better quality of football, which some fans might think. This is only done for TV money and TV revenue. The extra TV money here needs more money into. So like when everyone's saying like it's us to give the extra fans the extra games, it isn't to give the fans extra games. To give the TV money where it comes more TV money, more TV rights, and so that's potentially affecting the quality of football. Like I've seen a lot of the quality of football over the last 3 or 4 years here, and some games be drab because some players like. I'm not 1 second yet defending any player who says we should go on strike here because they're like some of them are like 100, 200 grand a week. No player should ever be saying that. Yeah, I'm definitely agree with when they say they're playing too much football because the football. Well, Spurs only played like 40 games last year. We didn't play a lot of football, but the international games updated to like the Nation League now. I can't believe there's another international break next month. Then there's another one before Christmas as well. So that's 3 already before the new year. Then you're going to like put a load in after the new year as well. It's just affecting the quality of football. Like, the quality of football has definitely died down over the last 5 or 10 years, yeah, compared to what it's before. And it's because of the extended games in the calendar where teams should be able to obviously rotate because they've got 23, 24, 25 man squad, but teams for some reason don't use all their players. They just don't.
They really don't.
Teams like to play their. Sorry, mate.
No, I was just going to say, I do, like, but I pride myself on trying to be, I do, obviously, we always have a side of the argument we come down on, but I pride myself on being balanced enough to listen to and understand both sides of the argument, and I get that side of it, and nobody wants the diluted product. We want our league to be the best league in the world, but if you as a player feel like you're playing too many games, then make yourself non-eligible for international. Like, make yourself non-eligible for pointless games, for these stupid tournaments, like the end of the season tournaments, and make yourself
friendlies that don't matter at all.
Say I'm not playing. I'm not going to risk injuring my. Do that. Then it's down to the manager to use the squad that he's got at his disposal. But you need to have to affect change, you need to have the conversation with the people that are in the positions to be able to affect change, right? And all it's going to do is announcing something like that to ordinary folk like us is absolutely enraged us. Say it to the people that matter. Say it to the people that are in charge, that can control when you play, or you know, who you have to say, no, I'm not playing to. Like, I'm not going to play pointless international football. The World Cups, yes. The European Championships, yeah. But the Nations League, like, what? That's just a fancy name for friendlies. It means absolutely nothing. It's pointless.
Right. And they put a trophy there to make it seem like it matters. Yeah. But you're right. It doesn't.
Like, it actually doesn't matter. There's nothing there. There's no substance to it. So, you know, just a player has got to take a lot of the responsibility on themselves.
Steve D's got some good points here. So he says this is hyperbolic. The earnings have nothing to do with the players. The effect of overplaying has an effect on performance and fitness that affects the paying public too. But then he also goes on to say the Rodri statement and fatigue and injury are 2 totally different subjects. He agrees that Rodri is a moron, and then says so a player then says he's not playing, but then that jeopardizes their future with the current team and potentially future moves too. So Steve is saying there's not a real good, from what I'm gathering from Steve, I'm putting words in his mouth a bit, but he's saying there's no real right answer here, that no matter what happens, that, you know what I mean, that it's, players are damned if they do, damned if they don't.
I think it's something to do with the clubs as well, though. I think, like I said, the end of the Premier League season last season, 2 days later, Spurs and Tottenham have flown out, I think it was Australia, to play a friendly, or somewhere like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just strange, and then that's just before an international tournament. Literally 2-3 days after the Premier League season is finished, they're flying out to, I'm sure it was Australia, to play a friendly. Why? Do you know what I mean? Yes, to reach a wider audience, but come on, like, you know, I think Trippier nearly got injured and nearly missed the Euros in that, and it's you know, that what's the point in that game? Do you know what I mean? It's the end of the season. and you've got an international tournament in a few weeks. Why are you going all the way over there to play a friendly? It was very baffling, and I know a lot of clubs do it. It's strange.
I can show you the
I
exact,
see.
I can
I
show
see
you the
you,
exact
Steve.
reason why.
I see you, Steve. I see you in the chat. I see you. I see you.
Steve's a good man. Steve's a good one. Where is that video I love to play? Here's why we play all those extra games, though.
Yeah, you're very right. You're very right.
This right there. Dan the man with his cash.
But like I both said, what's that about, man? Like we're playing like Poxy friendly, like a week after less than a week after the season finished. Yeah, all the travel going over there. Yeah, we got like a Euros, like potentially like right on the doorstep. What is the whole point in that, man? I know it's for money, obviously, yeah, but like they said, like Daniel Levy can go there. But like that's a perfect example of saying like, what the hell is that about? Like, it's like obviously you're going to affect Trippier like going into the Euros as well. It's just pointless. Like that's where I think like playing pointless friendly games like that. It's just adding like extra games like don't need to get played. Like we're talking about a topic like it's like international tournament now. I think this is why it's getting brought up a little bit more because it's just on the back of like the Euros in the summer, where not a lot of these players have like had really full pre-seasons as well.
Rodri's down again. He's having a break.
Oh, Rodri's down again. Hasn't happened on my stream yet.
I mean, what he's gonna do is he's not gonna have his strike. He's just gonna go down injured every 10 minutes. Yeah, take a little break that way.
Get his breathers that way.
I see them calling the medical staff on it. He might actually be getting his break. He might be getting his time off.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I watched his first 16 minutes though. Yeah, Arsenal proper under the cosh here though.
They are.
They are really.
Hit the po. Yeah, like Man City come out the first 16 minutes pressing them like animals, man. Like I see Rodri, like I see Ruben Diaz is playing as a centre back, and I see him like in Arsenal's box defender, like pressing him, and just on a normal bit of play.
Rodri looks bad. Rodri looks hurt. I don't know if he's taking it or not, but he's rolling around bad.
I think we might have like talked like jinxed Rodri into an injury. Sorry, Rodri, mate.
Yeah,
let's be honest, right? With this Man City press, the last thing you want to see is an Erling Haaland sprinting at you full flight. That's the last thing you want to see. This Norwegian monster.
I'm watching the replay and I can't tell what even happened to Rodri here. I can't even tell what happened.
He's in a lot of pain. You can tell. I think he might be crying a little bit. It looks like he's proper like you can tell. Put his hands to his head. So I think it's a bad injury.
And he's moving around, kind of writhing around a lot. Yeah, he doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, guys. Real quick, is KDB? Is he injured right now? De Bruyne, is he injured?
He's not playing. I don't think, is he?
No, I saw.
He's not in the squad. I think he got injured in the week, so I think he's not in the squad.
Well, I mean, we're not playing City, so it doesn't benefit us right now. But yeah,
I'm watching it now.
He lands awkwardly, steps awkwardly. I think
his knee, mate. His knee.
I just want to make one thing. Very clear, right? I do not ever wish ill on a player, right? It's the fact that Rodri's mash up on the floor. I don't like seeing that. I don't want players to get injured.
I agree.
But it still it doesn't mean that he's not a dick for what he said. But looking back on it, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see players getting injured. So I just want to make sure I put that out there, so no one's under any illusion that I'm glad that he's down.
We all know that about.
I concur with that. I never want to see a player injured.
It's sad. These players want to play. I mean, as much as we love football, they love it probably more. I mean, it's their whole life. They've been working their entire life to get to this spot, and yeah, when they're out, it's a really big deal. So yeah, I think Rodri gets better soon.
It looked like he might. Well, at first I thought it looked like he might have jarred his knee when I first looked at it. Yeah, but the way he's like reacting, to it, it looks like he might be some sort of ACL injury, mate.
Oh,
he's all right. He's up. He's standing up. But the way he reacted, I thought
weight on it.
I thought he jarred his knee. I thought I'm hoping that's what it is. If it's just a jarred knee, then it'll be okay, yeah. But the way he's gone on the floor, the way he's reacted to it, made me think that automatically it might be an ACL. Yeah, the way he's holding his knee, but he's standing up now. He's walking like he's getting a bit of like assistance walking off the pitch, but at least he's walking.
My buddy who plays American football, he did his ACL and finished the game. So you'd be surprised what like adrenaline can do. You know what I mean? So he could very well have
played a bit longer, didn't he? Well, Bentancur done his ACL against Leicester and then played for another 10, 15 minutes before we took him off.
Yeah.
So you can play with adrenaline. Adrenaline can just get you through anything in life a lot of these times. Yeah? And then 20 minutes later, after the adrenaline's worn off, you're like, what the hell just happened to my knee?
Yeah, oh shit, I'm hurt. I'm hurt bad. Exactly.
Yeah.
Graham says that's enough about Rodri. Who built the bloody pyramids? Aliens, Graham. It was aliens for sure. Yeah.
Spurs GCTV and Steve. I see you having that discussion. That's a brilliant discussion. You need to be visiting Kate's Queries and Theories channel for that, like her show for that, because
just
things of that ilk. Yeah. Things of that ilk get discussed. Trust me, and it's great. It's great fun.
I'll definitely put the link up. Kovacic is a good player. That was a player Spurs were looking at. Good player there, I think. Steve says that he's going to say it again. The notion of striking is ludicrous and poorly voiced, but we are seeing more injuries than ever before. No one wants to see that. And I don't know if you said that before or after this Rodri injury, but yeah, man, your point is definitely being made for you. With that injury.
I just hope for Rodri's sake it's not an ACL injury, mate, because that's going to be a long while out. So obviously, I just hope that Jard need us.
It used to be a career ender, but luckily with the way that
1-0. Calafiori 1-0. What a goal! What a finish!
What a goal!
Sorry, Cole. I know you're about a minute behind, but this is a great goal. 1-0.
I can't wait to see it. I'm watching it now. I'm at 2019. Am I close?
You got just about a minute, under a minute. That's a really good goal. I don't know what shit is complaining about something, but I'm not sure.
They're going nuts about saying it. I think they want it to be disallowed for something.
Yeah, but it was a great goal. Really good finish.
Disallowed for something. Yeah.
I don't know why City complaining though. I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, because if you complain enough, you might get it changed.
Are they going over offside? Don't you see the replay? It's not offside. Nowhere near offside.
He's onside. So that ain't nothing wrong there.
No, don't see what's wrong with that at all.
No, Martin was onside. Calafiori, good finish. Yeah, nothing wrong with that goal.
It's a really good finish.
Before I see this goal go in, here it's about to happen. The ball just went out wide. Martinelli's got the ball. Ooh.
The curl on that shot was beautiful, man.
You see Guardiola's just kicked his chair. Wow, they showed a replay of Guardiola literally just kicking his chair. Absolutely brilliant.
Calafiori, man, the curl on that shot was actually beautiful, man. Probably curled away from Ederson as well, that shot.
And then you see him pointing to his head. He's telling Arsenal, keep your heads, boys. We got this. We're still in this. That was a wonderful, wonderful shot for a defender, especially. So, wow, yeah. Calafiori. Is that a player that we're looking at?
Well, yeah, we were linked with him in the summer, but I don't think we were ever really given a chance of getting him. I think a lot of his reputation got built up before the Euros. And obviously, he didn't do bad during the Euros. Yeah, he scored that own goal in that match, but he looks pretty good. He didn't do really good in the Euros, personally. He was probably one of their like shining lights the Euros. And and a lot of people were digged up. One thing a lot of people need to do in the football world is stop bigging up people to like ex-players and stop saying he's the new Maldini. Yeah, because Calafiori's played you only see him play for like 1 or 2 years and already calling him the next Maldini. Yeah, that's insulting to Maldini. So
and it puts a lot of pressure, and it just heaps pressure onto a player too. You remember when Poch said that Marcus Edwards was he likened him to Lionel Messi. You know what I mean? I just feel like stuff like that. It's just unnecessary. Why can't a player just be themselves? Why do they have to be the next anybody?
You put too much pressure on them as well, and then like you said, Maldini's in like a league of his own, so no one's the next Maldini for a start. And what were you about to say, Colin, there, mate? Before I start talking.
Oh, shit.
He's about to ask a question.
I can't remember, but it wasn't.
I can't remember either, mate. My brain's fried as well.
I slept. I was telling everybody in the world, you get to know about my sleeping habits. I don't sleep well, but I slept for over 12 hours last night, and I Oh, you did what?
I had a bit of a wild night last night, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm still recovering from it. So I was watching the boxing last night. So and then I went around with mates after that. I think.
Yeah, we was watching the boxing last night. A few beers.
Yeah, I didn't get into early. I was shocked at
I was gonna say,
how that turned
it
out.
looked
Man.
like you had a beer. Looked like you had a beer going now, Robbo.
I've got my beer. Got me. Is it? I don't know if my thing will do it. It's a VAR
There you go.
glass. Hang on. Let me change my. Hang on. We'll get my virtual background. You can see it.
We
Hang
got
on.
to see this.
There we go.
Hey.
So I've got like a VAR glass. So basically, what you do is you fill your point up, and then you've got to like sort of try and drink it to like the line. It's like a bit of a challenge, and then drink it to the next line, and then down the rest. And then obviously there's a VAR decision, which obviously says drink. Yeah, so yeah, I've got one of those. I've got one of those perfect draft machines. So I don't know if you noticed a minute ago, like my beer was empty, and then my wife sort of put her hand here, and then she took the glass off me and filled it up for me. So happy days.
There you
That's
go,
a
man.
life,
Exactly good life right there. Good life. We've got even Spurs fans though praising that Calafiore goal. So you know it was a good goal whenever you get Spurs fans praising an Arsenal goal. Audio goal.
Them Muppets would never praise us if we scored a good goal, though, would they?
Nope.
The Arsenal fans, man.
We're better people than them. We're better.
Yeah,
people.
we are better people, man. We're decent people, man.
Exactly. Audio is kind of on the same note that you were on earlier. He was saying Tom Carroll was meant to be the next Glenn Hoddle, Jesus Christ, and David Bentley was the next Gaza.
I'm from Milton Keynes. Tom Carroll's at MK Dons now, man. He's barely even getting a game at MK Dons. I think he plays there, but he's struggling at MK Dons in like League Two. So anyone who said he was going to be the next bloody Glenn Hoddle, yeah, anyone who said that's offensive. The guy's struggling in League Two, yeah, playing for MK Dons these days, yeah. And like, he's probably playing conference. He's probably playing conference football next season. Probably not even playing in like the top like 3 or 4 divisions in England. So
all I remember him for is that assist, and I'll put air quotes on it. The assist to Gareth Bale. I think it was against Norwich, maybe. I'm trying to remember what match it was, but he basically just laid it off to Bale. Just the most simple layoff, and then Bale scored a worldie. Words are hard.
I remember that little spell under Potts where I think it was the 15-16 season before Ryan Mason coming in. He played about like 15 Premier League games in a row for us. You know, there was one game where the Emirates where he looked really, really good. There was a little period when Potts first come, we actually played him quite a bit. And then obviously, because he used to play like Onoma like quite a few times when he first come as well, Pochettino, yeah, like Josh Onoma.
Yeah,
and obviously he sold him after that. He played like Carroll quite a few times, Onoma quite a few times, and then sold him after like the third. Like, I think it was after his second season. So like Carroll, he was. There's not saying overhyping players too much. Like look at Marcus Edwards. Well, that was Poch's fault in a way, yeah. Hyping up, putting them any bracket with the same bracket as Messi, yeah. From the moment that probably went to Edwards' head as well. He probably thought, bloody hell, man, I'm getting hyped up to be the next Leo Messi. Yeah, so he probably thought he was better than what he was. So it's not good for the player as well. And it was so like, and Poch as well was going to have that to stick in his mind. Like, sorry, mate. Do you remember when you compared Edwards to Leo Messi? Don't remind me of that, mate. Don't remind me of that. Sorry, mate.
I mean, it says a lot for players' attitudes if they don't let it get carried away. I mean, you look at like Mainu at Man United. You know, everyone's comparing him to like Paul Scholes and all that, and he's not taking any notice of that. He's just playing his own game and doing his own thing. You know, but if your attitude take. Yeah, I really rate him. I think he's going to be an absolute star, and I really hope that Man United sort of do improve in regards to trophies, league form, because I do think otherwise, you know, a massive club like will come calling and they'll have to sign him because like I do rate him, and I think he's going to be an England team as well. I think he's a mainstay in that midfield now for years. He came and started one of the games and literally nailed down that place. I really rate him. I think he's going to be an absolute star.
Sorry, mate. That was his first bit of tournament football, yeah, for England. He didn't even play for England before that tournament, yeah. And he goes straight into the Euros, and you think he'd been playing for England for like 5 or 6 years by the way he was playing, yeah. He's one of our more calmer midfielders in that tournament, and
exactly.
The only game that was a bit a little bit was the final, yeah, against Spain, yeah, which is a bit understandable, yeah. But I think during the Euros, he was one of our more consistent players in that whole tournament. I think Mino coming out of tournament, yeah, we've smelled even more roses, yeah. And I think the fact that he just went straight in that tournament, yeah, from like it's his first tournament of football and slotted straight into that England team. So I thought this might be a bit risky playing him like the tournament football this young, but that many caps. I thought he was quality in that Euros, man.
Yeah.
And I think like you said about
he only played his first Man United. Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, man. Like you said about him, like getting like duds about the next Paul Scholes. I do look at his character, and I think he's not one of them people. Yeah, he's going to get affected by it and get too cocky about it as well. Man, the way he talks as well, man. The way he played like FA Cup final against Man City last season.
Oh, he absolutely bossed it. He absolutely bossed it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. He was quality in that final as well, Man United have still got some decent players in their team to give them hope as well. When you look at like Garnacho.
Yeah.
For some reason, Garnacho struggling this season. As soon as I put in my FPL, he's only scored 1 goal so far. But I still going to play players like Garnacho as well. Players like Mino. There's still hope for Man United as well. I think like this Man United game on Sunday, this Man United game next weekend, yeah, it's all going to be decided. Yeah, I still think like Man United. If I was Man United, I would set up more to play against Spurs on the counter because Spurs are going to have like a lot of them. But last year, I think it was 2-2 away at your grounds, yeah. And I think we had Højbjerg and Skip playing for us last year against you, and we still had a lot of possession. It's like you invited us to have the ball. You look to break us on the counter attack. You've got a lot of pace in your team,
especially on the wings. Yeah,
especially on the wings. Yeah,
I agree. I think that's where
it's going to be decided. It's going to be decided.
I can see that game being 3-2 either way. I can see that game being 3-2 either way. I think there'll be goals.
It'll be a tight game. Man United and Spurs games always are. Recent times, yeah. Recently have other than that game where you battered us, yeah. Where I think Hugo Lloris made about 10 saves in the first half. It should have been about 15-0 by the end of the game. I think he beat us 2-0 a couple of years ago. I mean, that's the only game where like you really, really outplayed us at Old Trafford, like where it's been like one-way traffic for like the last like 4 or 5 years. There's been like, I think 1 year was it when Ronaldo scored that hat trick to beat us 3-2.
Oh God,
I think I think he scored.
That was Ronaldo's first season
from outside the area, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Maguire scored the handball and then Romero's gone into his face and started going him. Do you remember? Well, Romero does that every now and then when someone scores like an own goal, he likes to like get in their face, like all South American style. Now, I remember, Ronaldo scored the hat. It was like Ronaldo comes back to the Premier League one season, scores a hat trick against Tottenham. I knew that was going to happen. There's like always been like tight games between Man United. There's not a lot when you look at it on paper. There's not a lot between Man United and Spurs. The last like 4 or 5 seasons, there's not a lot. There's not a lot between Man United and Spurs. I generally do think they're two like rivals now, yeah, for that 4th spot consistently over like the last 3 or 4 years. But maybe Aston Villa in there as well now this season with Newcastle as well. I always like look, Man United are my main worry for the Europa League. I looked at the Europa League teams in that format. There's no teams dropping in from the Champions League anymore. There's teams like Roma, Porto, and everything in there. But I looked at that top 2 teams that are in there. There's Tottenham and Man United. Yeah, one of them teams should be making that Europa League final this year. I mean, very shocked if one of them teams is not making that Europa League final this year. Yeah?
Don't you dare jinx this. Don't you dare jinx this.
I don't want to jinx this. It might even well be a Man United vs Tottenham final, yeah. But I'd be very surprised if it ain't one of them English teams in that final because of like the format now with no Champions League teams dropping it in it anymore. That used to be suited for a Sevilla. Because I swear Sevilla used to do that on purpose. Used to go to the Champions League for the Champions League money. And obviously, they would finish 3rd. Then they would just slot into the last 32 Europa League, and they'd just win like their 5th or 4th Europa League like back to back. Sevilla like brought up their whole history on it. So I think like it's going to favour like the teams that are already in the Europa League now, like the big favourites, like the Tottenhams and Man United. It's going to favour them now because you know they're going to be the clear favourites throughout the whole tournament. You've got none of the Champions League teams dropping into it anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's more fair.
I never agreed with that. I never agreed with it. I mean, you messed up your Champions League, campaign. Why are you dropping down and carrying on playing European football? I never agreed with it. I really, really didn't. It used to really wind me up. So I'm glad they've got rid of that.
I thought it was bullshit too. Yeah, I was on your exact same side, Robbo. I thought that was.
I agree with you. I agree with both of you as well. So it puts a question mark on Europa League because you're sitting there saying like we're doing well, yeah, and then you don't know who's going to be in after February. You could be sitting there saying we're doing well, and then someone say like Rangers have a crazy Champions League and not finishing 3rd. They're not going to finish 3rd, yeah. But say they do, you're like, oh yeah, we're going to win Europa League. We're looking like massive favourites, and then you rounded up finishing 3rd or something, or like not PSG, like or say like a Man City or rounding up finishing 3rd in their Champions League group and not dropping into Europa League. Well, they're massive favourites then to win Europa League. That's straight away, aren't they?
Exactly. How is that fair? How is that? They lost. They screwed up their European Cup. So yeah, I agree.
It puts a question mark. It puts a question. So now, I think that's one of the big plus points. Yeah. that has come from this new format here now. Now, you know, the teams that are in the Champions League are the teams that are in the Champions League from day one. You know, no teams are obviously, none of them are dropping into Europa League anymore. So I think that is one of the plus points. Like, I do think it's been watered down a bit too much. I think that's where a lot of these people are moaning about, because now there's an extra 2 Champions League games now compared to where there used to be 6, and now there's 8. I think that's where the players are starting to get resentful now, these extra fixtures. And I think that's where Rodri, to go back to Rodri, I think that's where Rodri's bloody execution of what he said was wrong. I think he was supposed to try and set it up another way, but saying you've got to strike here in any sort of day in life, unless you've got a general reason to strike, is not the right way to say it.
No, not at all.
Go back to Rodri. If he's done his ACL, well, I hope he hasn't. Like I said, we never want to see players injured. Do you think he's going to be stupid enough to come out and say, this is because I've played too much football this year?
Definitely.
Well, if he does that,
can you imagine? Could you imagine if he comes out and says that? Like I said, I hope it's not his ACL, because you don't want to see players getting those serious injuries. You want to see the best players all the time, unless they're playing against your team, obviously. But
hey, speaking of the best, real quick. Speaking of the best, Dekaru is the best today. He's sponsored the show with 5 memberships to the channel. Big up, Dekaru. He says his last 3 attempts have got him banned from chat. Not here, buddy. And thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate it more.
Big up.
Chris Peters is saying Dekaru top man. Absolutely. But I'm gonna leave that up there, Dekaru, for you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. And but yeah, guys, for real, if Rodri is injured bad, he's absolutely going to use that as fuel or ammunition, or however you like to say it, for his argument that, you know, they're playing too many games. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll bring it up. So and does he have a point? Does he have a point?
Well, the ACL thing might be a thing that a lot of footballers have a point about, because too many footballers over the last couple of years have been getting ACL injuries.
It's happening everywhere. I watch.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry. No. I'm in a part of the country in the U.S. where basketball is huge. Indiana, we love basketball here, and even like high school basketball. And in the last, there was a crazy stat that ACL injuries have gone up like 3 or 4 fold, like from what they used to be. And I'm not sure what's causing that. That's something I feel like we've got all this sports science. We've got all these, you know, people collecting stats and, you know, the little training bra looking things that players wear that are keeping all their stats. You would think they would have cut these. You'd think they'd have cut these injuries out, these ACL injuries. It's crazy how much it's increased, and not just basketball, like I'm talking about, but every single sport. It's nuts.
Well, that should have been 2-1 Arsenal, but Gabriel just missed a free header.
Yeah, they should have just scored that as a free header. He's missed it.
Oh, mate, Gabriel, that was close. I think 2-1.
I think Rodri going off. I think this is playing into Arsenal's hands. I think City lack that certain something when Rodri's not playing. Very rarely loses a game. I think where he's not in now, this might work well. You know, like I said, you don't want to see players get injured, but this might work well for the rest of the Premier League if Rodri is missing for a certain amount of time, because he is a massive influence in that City team. So, and Arsenal have come back into it.
It's definitely opened up this match a lot. Yeah, for sure.
KDB's already out already, so they can't afford to have KDB and Rodri out for. They can't lose both of them at the same time for a sustainable amount of period. I know that. Then their midfield, they've still got a strong team, but I'd say that best midfield is out at the same time. Like, that's when you'll see an Arsenal situation last week against Tottenham, where you're using 2 of your best midfielders. Then you've got to change it up a little bit. Can City obviously do that about Rodri and KDB? They probably can, but let's see how it affects their performance over a sustainable amount of period. Arsenal about Odegaard as well. I do think that's going to affect them long term, because I think he's out for quite a while. They were saying I think he's out for a couple of months. So I think we're just seeing a little short term period where Arsenal been able to handle it at the moment without Odegaard. But I think over a sustainable amount of period, without their creative 10, I think they're definitely going to struggle. So I just think
definitely.
Any player that misses their captain or their main influential midfielder, they're going to feel it. I don't care what club you are, you're going to feel missing your main instigator of play. Whether it be Arsenal with Odegaard, Man City with Rodri. If Man United went without Fernandes for a couple of months, God, would Man United feel that? Man United would feel that 100% if Fernandes was missing. So every club would miss that.
Say we lost Kulu, because Kulu's been that guy for us, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Your main influencer goes, you're struggling. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it.
A lot of clubs don't have a backup to their main influences these days either. A lot of clubs don't have the same like for like backups to like their main
and I think
influences.
part of it
They get
because
injured.
players don't want to sit on the bench if they're that good. No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
you're right because players don't, you know what I mean? They don't want to sit on the bench if they're good enough to be that guy. They want to be playing every single match.
Yeah, so I've noticed a lot of big clubs, even though like everyone says, "Oh, look, they're so so strong in depth," but sometimes it's all these big clubs. It takes like one injury to like a certain player, and a lot of these teams' seasons fall apart. But even more like City, like Rodri, like Arsenal, like maybe like an Odegaard, like of Arsenal lost to Saliba or Gabriel. Like it's literally, even though these clubs have still got like a huge amount of money, it's take like one play sometimes. It's so important to the system. Like with Tottenham, it's Van de Ven. If we lose Van de Ven, I can't imagine a whole season falling apart. If we lost him like
don't even make me think of that.
I'm not going to say. So we obviously don't. Our most important player to our system isn't our creative player. It's our bloody left-sided centre back. But then obviously, Man City lose. I think they can handle losing. For some reason, over the last couple of years, they've been able to handle losing KDB for a sustainable amount of period. I mean, they lost KDB for like 4 or 5 months before and still won the league. I think it's the Rodri one, They cannot lose him for a long amount of time. Then that's the structure their midfield is based around Rodri. So I feel like if they lose Rodri long term, that's where the wheels start falling off a little bit with Man City maybe in the title race.
I agree.
Like KDB, they can, because obviously they've done it before where KDB's had long term injuries before. Sorry, man.
Oh no! Finish up your point. I'm with you. Yeah,
I was saying they've done it before where KDB's had long-term injuries before, and they're still finding a way where they've been able to. Arsenal, they're still finding a way to be able to win the league. I remember one season they didn't even have a striker, and they played a false nine, and Pep still won the league, playing like a false nine up front all season.
Pep's a good manager. As much as he gets on my nerves sometimes, because he's a very cocky individual. He's earned the right to be cocky. He's a great manager. You know what I mean? He can.
Yeah, he is.
I would like to see him at a club with little resources to see what he could do there because I don't think he would be nearly as successful, but maybe he would.
I think he would. I think he would, man. I think he would, man. I think there's anyone who says about this, about how he can't do it where he's at money. This guy is literally like I was trying to think about the right words. It's like a guru of football in a way. So some of the
master tactician.
Some of the things he makes up in his head. This guy literally watched Haaland score a hat-trick. I remember last season before, I think they won 4-1 away at someone, and he's walking off the pitch at the end of the game, still going nuts at Haaland about a chance he's missed when he's already scored a hat-trick. Haaland's looking at him like, this guy's a madman. He's moaning at me, I've just scored a hat-trick, and he's going mad at me about this chance I just missed when we're 4-1 up.
He's changed the way the entire league plays, I feel like, too. You know what I mean? Everybody's playing out from the back now. It's all about, controlling possession, a lot of quick, short passes. You don't see the goalkeeper kick it long and lump it to a big, strong forward anymore. You know what I mean? The game's changed, and I think Pep has a lot to do with that.
No, I think the main thing about Pep as well, I think this whole thing about, he only does well when he's got loads of money. I think it's more about Pep's system, makes the players look so improved or so good in his system. I think he could even make players like, say, like a Tottenham. Say he's at a Tottenham, took on a Tottenham team now and brought in a couple more extra players with that. I generally think he could turn us into contenders because he gets the extra 10 or 15% out of all the players he works with. He's that good of a coach as well, and he has such good coaching teams around him as well. This guy is so smart off the pitch and on the pitch as a manager. Like, I think I would like to see him like manage a smaller club as well because he's always going to have that little bit of like thing about him. Like he only goes to clubs where he's got like basically infinity money, or he's got like he's already at a team that already one of the top favourites in that league. Even when he took over City was still like the top three team. They still won a league under Pellegrini before that, and Mancini. So they still already won 2 league titles before Pep even went there. I think Pellegrini won the league title. Was it like the year Liverpool nearly won it when Thingy slipped over Gerrard? That was the year Man City won it. So that was 2013. I think Pep finished his first season in the Premier League, finished 3rd, and then straight away second season. He hasn't looked back. I think he's won 6 out of 7 league titles.
Something crazy. Liverpool
only winning the other one.
Yeah.
I think one season Liverpool got 98 points, and still didn't win the league title. Like, what other league season do you get 98 points in any other country and not win the league?
Not win the league,
That shows you how good Pep is, man. 19 points and you don't win a league title. That shows you how good Pep Guardiola is. He's just filled up again. Another
There he
glass.
Another full beer coming my way.
Life is good.
I agree with saying like Fergie, for example, with Man United, right? He got that extra 10-15% out of players. Yeah, because people respected Fergie, they wanted to play for Fergie, the coaching staff, he got that extra little bit out of them. Yeah, the Man United team of the 90s and the 2000s, they left everything on the pitch. They did everything they could to win the games and go, like, you know, to take it back to Man United. That's what we have struggled with. It's 2-1 Arsenal.
I was gonna say, I wondered what this, for fuck's sake, from Audio Artisan was, but that's what it is.
That was coming. I'm not gonna lie, mate. That goal was coming, mate. Yeah, from that Gabriel this header from about 5 minutes before. He's just done exactly the same thing again.
Yeah.
I'll see it in a minute here. But
do you remember Colin? When we said last week, Gabriel's a massive threat from set pieces? We've just seen it 2 weeks in a row, mate. Just seen it 2 weeks in a row. This guy, some reason, he's one of the most improved players over the last 2 or 3 years in the Premier League, man. So over the first couple of years he was at Arsenal, he was a mistake-prone defender. Then they brought him in from Lille.
He absolutely just bombs it into the 6-yard box. No one's picked it up. You're not. Yeah, that's a proper old school centre back diving in, proper headed goal from a corner. You've got to give Arsenal credit. They score a lot of set piece goals. They score a lot of goals from corners. They're so good at that.
That was a well-deep delivery as well.
Kyle Walker keeps poking him. Did you see how much Kyle Walker was? Oh, there we go. But right before the ball was kicked, Kyle Walker was poking him in the ribs, just jabbing him. Just come on, Kyle Walker. That's funny stuff.
The optimistic thing about this Arsenal team, even when they ain't playing well sometimes, they still find a way to get results. At the moment, man, like in the last couple of seasons, I don't like to praise them too much, but they definitely have improved their mentality as a football club over the last few years. And they go away to Man City, go 1-0 down after 81 minutes. Instead of going into their shell, like how Arsenal would have done in the past, when they go away to like these big grounds and get spanked 3 or 4-0. Decision goal, no foul. I thought the VAR was going to disallow it. I was about to say what? Instead of going to their shells and getting spanked like they have in the past, like 3 or 4-1 at these like big 6 grounds, they come back into the game and look since Rodri's gone off as well. Since Rodri has gone off as well, that Arsenal have to control this game, man. But
also what you got to consider is sorry to interrupt, but this is what happens. Like Arsenal built a really good team, like competitive. This is what happens when you give a manager time. Like I said, 3 years ago, a lot of Arsenal fans wanted Arteta out for not delivering the league, missing out on Champions League. Now look at them. Do you know what I mean? They are challenging. They are, currently leading City at their place. This is what happens when you give a manager time to work on the project that you originally signed him up for. Yeah, rather than being, trigger happy and be like, right, it's not the fans want him out. Let's get rid of him. No, let's actually see it through. Let's see what's going on. And a lot of clubs want this quick fix. It's not going to happen. Whereas Arsenal have stuck to it. And look at what they're doing now. And the same with Tottenham, the same with Man United. Give the guys a chance. Give them a few years to build everything and go forward.
As I say, both clubs are like looking at quite similar situations, Man United and Tottenham. Like we're both like, Man United been the more Ten Hag's second or first season, though?
This is his third season.
Yeah, so it's more like he's a bit more thoroughly into like his project in hands. But yeah, both clubs have to look at themselves like in the mirror a bit here. Like, do we be patient with how Arsenal were? I think the fans weren't so patient at the time here. The board were, and they both stuck with Arteta. Obviously, the board stuck with Arteta. Even though they haven't won anything at the moment, like Spurs fans can banter Arsenal. We have to admit they're much more of an improved team over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Much more of an improved team. I keep looking at this. I keep thinking like every more year they're in this title race. They're eventually going to win this Premier League. They can't just keep every year bottom at least 1 or 2 games. Then every year they are improving as a football club.
Yeah,
I hate saying it, man, because there are arch rivals and everything there. But this is like some Spurs fans don't want to admit this. Some have to look at the way Arsenal have done it. They stuck with them with 2 8th place finishes, when they could have easily said, "Let's get rid of this guy, let's go back to like a top manager." This was his first job. They stuck with him. They stuck with him through this bad. It was 24 months. It was basically of a bad period because they finished back to back 8th places. So it weren't just 3 months of a bad period. It was nearly 24 months of a bad period, That shows you a lot of confidence in Arteta as well. So they must have
exactly. And this is what happens when you show the confidence and keep the confidence.
We're talking
Yeah,
too
I
much.
do
We're
as well,
talking
love.
too nicely about Arsenal. I feel like I'm going to
I
throw
can't
up.
lie do as well. I can't lie do as well, bro. I'm not going to lie. You just take me off subject. I feel gross now, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No.
Sorry, Spurs fans. Just take away that last 2 minutes, yeah? Delete it from the video. Delete it off the YouTube, yeah? Forget I even said it, yeah? This is not
We
Daniel
won't tell.
talking right now, yeah? This is not Daniel talking right now. This is like the Daniel before last night. Had like 5 or 6 beers, yeah? That's that Daniel talking, yeah? Arsenal pants. They're going to lose this game 3-2.
You got it. You know it. There we go. I was going to ask. I meant to ask
before you guys carry on, I've got to go. My battery is about to die on my tablet, my phone. Thanks, guys, for having me on. Like I said, hopefully I'll join you guys in the week. We'll talk about the Man United Tottenham game. If the people are watching, not going to follow me on TikTok, make sure you are. Robbo Reacts. Have a look at my predictions, videos, forfeits, and everything. And then thanks for having me on. It's always really good chatting to you guys. Keep up the good work, and we'll chat again soon.
Yeah,
you got it, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you, buddy.
No worries. Appreciate being on it. And best of luck. All the best next week. Like I said, I'll be on again soon. All right.
Boom. Sounds great, man. Enjoy your beers and enjoy the rest of your day, buddy.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man.
Bye.
Bye. See you. So Dan, I was just gonna ask. This was something I wanted to ask earlier, but I forgot to. Sonny, I rewatched the first half of the match today. I haven't rewatched the second half, but yesterday during the match, I was super critical of Sonny. He had a couple of chances where I thought he should have shot, where I thought he was through on goal. He should have had a go. He held on to the ball a little bit too long. You know, he had one shot that was directly at the keeper. And I was like, what's Sonny offering? Obviously he got those assists though. I don't know. Do you think that we should continue to start Sonny? Do you think Sonny is integral to the way we play? I don't know. I just can't decide. I know obviously right now we don't have a ton of wide players to choose from, but would you continue to start Son moving forward?
I think it's always that clinical edge part of our team, mate, that always makes me feel like he's nearly undroppable because we don't really have in certain games where if we barely had a chance and then we only had 1 or 2 chances in the game and if it fell to someone you want it to fall to Sonny sort of thing. If we take him out of the team and become this player in his team where he's become so reliable on that, you can tell that his game's now affected by he can't take hardly a man on anymore. Or he doesn't want to take a man on anymore. Trossard's been sent off. Oh yeah, I've just seen it now.
Damn.
One second, I'm just gonna. I think he's just elbowed him in the head.
It looks like maybe we're gonna get that 3-2 you were talking about.
Well, I think I've just done the opposite. I think I just jinxed Arsenal in the space of about 20 seconds by praising them. As soon as I praise Sanke, the opposite happens to that football club usually. So if I praise Tottenham too much, they end up getting rubbish. I need to start saying, Arteta's going mad. I haven't seen them. I'm going to watch the replay 1 second because I think VAR might look at this because I don't understand. I think it's
if it's a straight red, I don't think they can look at it. I think if it's a straight red, I think it's got to be right. Doesn't that?
No, they can look at red cards since they can't look at 2 yellow cards when it goes from 2. No, they sent them off. The Toms are go. No, Trossard's off me.
I haven't even seen the challenge yet. It's about to happen. I can't wait to see it.
I'm about to watch it now. Oh, what? I don't know, man. I don't think that's the red card, man.
Still has to happen.
He's elbowed him in the back. He's not even elbowed him in the back of the head.
That didn't. I just saw it. That didn't look that bad at all.
We can't get that as a red card.
Trossard looks like he hasn't had a night's sleep in about a month. That dude just looks like a sleepy man. His eyes are all...
Second yellow card, mate. That's why it's a red. Not a straight red, second yellow card. So now VAR can't look at that either because it's 2 yellow cards, yeah? So they can only look at a straight red card incident, yeah? So where it's a first yellow and he's got a second yellow card, obviously, for that foul, the VAR can't look at it. So that's where they're not being able to look at it. So that definitely was not a straight red. If that would have been a straight red, we might as well quit football now. I'd be like, what the hell is going on if that's a straight red card? So yeah, it's a second yellow card. So that's why. Yeah, that's mad. Like you said about Sunday, mate, yeah? Was we saying about Sunday?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I was just talking. Yeah, should he continue to start? And Boris here says that he feels like once Wilson's back, Son will be on the bench for lower side matches. I think Son would be great coming off the bench. He just doesn't have it in his legs to make those runs. But for 20 minutes a game, put him on in the 70th minute, he could make those runs, you know?
I mean, we saw a couple of years ago, I mean, was it when he got put on the bench that one game and he come on against Leicester, he scored that hat-trick in like 15 minutes?
Exactly.
So I feel like he has a point to prove when he gets put on the bench. I feel like he knows he's like one of the most important players. So I feel like he, not as like a punishment, I feel like sometimes he looks at it as like, well, I'm getting put on the bench because my form's dropped. So I've got to show everyone I'm still like, I mean, I want to be 100% against him being on the bench in some certain games, but I feel like in a lot of these games in the Premier League where you look at yesterday where we couldn't kill a team off. Obviously, someone shooting for some reason, which I do agree with 100% with. He doesn't seem to want to shoot anymore. The amount of times he scores from outside the box, when he used to in the past. Remember when he used to score them curling shots against Leicester all the time past Kasper Schmeichel?
There's one against Arsenal. There's one against Arsenal recently too. Not recently. I think it was actually the season where there were no fans. But he had
the Mourinho season where he curled it in from like 20 for like 30 yards. Yeah, it was a quality goal. Yeah, he don't even do stuff like that anymore. He doesn't do stuff like that at all anymore. Like you said, he doesn't want to shoot for some reason. When he's definitely got a good. He's two-footed player as well. He's got a good left foot and he's got a good right foot. That's what I don't understand. He's not shooting with either of his feet. Yeah, when he's outside the box, he's like he's trying to overdo it, and he's looking for the extra pass too much as well. Where like he needs to just be like he needs to be more selfish at times.
Definitely.
People might say, well, what? He needs to be. There's times where he might be too selfish when he doesn't look for the pass. When he's around the box time, how clinical he is. He's got one of the best per shots per goal ratios, in the whole group over the last 5 seasons.
Right.
For how long it takes per shot to score a goal, that shows you he's got one. He's finishing it up there. And for some reason, he doesn't even try to shoot at the moment. I don't know if he's being told to not shoot. I don't. Why Dan's going to tell one of his best clinical players to not bloody shoot? That's just stupid,
Yeah, I think
he's going to say just go. I feel like the captaincy armband playing a part of this. I feel like he wants to get everyone involved.
Bring other people into the game, not be so selfish. Yeah.
Well, I feel like he's getting the wrong side of what the captaincy armband's supposed to be for. Like he's supposed to be like the bit where it's going all wrong in the game. Yeah, when we're like 1-0 down and we're under the cosh. That's where he's supposed to use the captaincy armband, like to get all the players like still like to get them ready for the match. Like he generally thinks
everybody up.
Yeah, he generally thinks every bit of play now where he's got the ball, like he needs to get every player involved in that build-up play. Like he needs to just still be sunny. Yeah, he's 32, 33 right now. I want to see him win a trophy at this football club. Yeah, when I look at it right now, I'm more obsessed with just that now. Yeah, than what I was with Harry Kane winning a trophy at Spurs. The Sun stage. Sun stage. He's been at this club since 2015. He's not won a single trophy in his career other than when he won the Asian Cup with South Korea.
Right.
Yes, Harry Kane's probably going to win second Bayern Munich this season. People have to be realistically. His company's actually doing really well there. But I really want. This is like the story of like how Spurs have gone from where he was like under the Poch era to how it is that we didn't win anything. I feel like Sonny being the captain, it'll be the perfect story. It's like how it's like we've had to wait all these years, and it'd be Sonny being the guy who lifts us the trophy as well. The one who's
he'll be crying. You know, he'll be crying.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be so happy.
The one who's stuck with us in potentially his last 1 or 2 years of his career as well. I feel like it's the perfect. Like it'd be the perfect story as well. So I want him to win that trophy as well. I feel like him being less selfish in these situations now, is affecting his chances of potentially winning these trophies as well. Because like his game is getting affected, because he's still got 2 assists yesterday, which is still good.
Right,
like
exactly what I was going to say.
He's not shooting enough. I don't care. He's definitely not shooting. Many times I was like yesterday, shoot the bloody ball, or have a shot on goal,
He was through on goal one time and took one too many dribbles. The defender caught up with him, and then
where he took it around the goalkeeper. Yeah. The one where he's through 1-on-1 on goal, and he took it around the goalkeeper, and he took like another 2 touches, and then the 2 centre backs have got back on the line. Instead of even going for a shot, or even trying to go for a shot and hoping it deflects off one of their players and goes in or anything like that, he's passed it back to Kunu. And then Kunu's had his shot blocked. But like, that was a perfect example. He's got through 1-on-1 on goal. I don't know, maybe he should have gone for the shot before he took it around the goalkeeper. But when you're through 1-on-1 on goal, you've done the right thing there. They say, take it around the goalkeeper, make enough of an angle, and then slot it in. So he's done the right thing there, but he's allowed the 2 centre-backs time to get back in, but then he's not had a shot at all. So, I do understand why some people are getting frustrated with Sonny, but I'm one of these Spurs fans who say he's still like, he's too undroppable, man, because of how clinical he is in the team. Like, we don't have if you take him out of the team, I look around, I'm like, where's the clinical edge? Unless Maddison is hitting Maddison form again, and unless Kunu is playing at like an 8 out of 9 out of 10. We don't have a lot of like Solanke is like the most other clinical player we've got on the team because he's a striker.
And we just don't know. And we just don't know about Solanke yet. You know what I mean? It's just so early. It's hard to say for sure.
And when you look at it realistically, he has only had one clinical season in the Premier League. A lot of his clinical career has been based in nothing wrong with the Championship. But he scored a lot of goals in the Championship for fun. He's come to the Premier League. His best season in the Premier League was last season. That was his standout season. So we're going off a lot of one season as Solanke here. But I think Solanke's going to be a top for. I look at his attributes. I look at his attributes when he's obviously not scoring goals as well. I think yesterday he played quality, man. I think off the ball as well. I think he offers
occupies defenders, gives you an out ball. He can get other players involved. I love him. I love everything I've seen from him so far.
And number 9's at football club as well. Like we've got to look around. Like any team when they sign a number 9 as well, it's usually the first 3 or 4 games that player goes to there. They usually take to build up their run as well. Yeah, and as soon as they hit that first goal, then you'll soon start seeing the floodgates open. It happens with so many strikers, top number 9s at football clubs, Everyone's like starts doubting them after 2 or 3 games. Like, why did they score? We spent 65 million on them, And within like 4 or 5 games, they score a brace, and by the end of the season, they've got 15, 20 league goals, and then their whole club career at that football club is like no one remembers the first 3 or 4 games. It happens with so many top number 9s, It seems to be a pattern with number 9. So I was never worried about Solanke. Everyone says about him scoring a tap-in, I'd rather be a tap-in be his first goal, It doesn't matter how the first goal. He just needs a goal to number 9 so you can get that first goal. His play off the ball was the thing that really impressed me yesterday, man. Not gonna lie, I've not seen a striker since obviously Harry Kane who's been able to like have some sort of attributes where he's good off the ball as well, and you can see what he's building up to the players. Obviously, I started liking Rich more towards last season as well because I think when the Asian Cup, when some went to the Asian Cup, Richie's goals sort of carried us for a little period during the Asian Cup. So I respected Richie Flo, but he needs to go because he's injured too much. That's just before stop. He's 50%, but Solanke's better than Richie full stop anyway. He offers much more off the ball than Richie. He's much more
he can't do that. He can't do that wing play. You know how Richie plays on the wing kind of too. Solanke can't do that. Solanke can't, but that's okay. You don't need that. We need a center forward. We don't need a hybrid center forward winger player. We don't need like you said, we don't need our number 9 to be this number 9 who runs the channels all the time. Though, like we said, if you know about Richie, like how he's like left wing, he can play like left wing on the left wing as well. You don't always need your number 9 to run the channels. Not all number 9s can run the channels. You've got enough number 9s who are just centered around that centre box. We're just like they come alive around the box sort of strikers. Or strikers in the box. Box in the box strikers, or strikers who are so good at like building up the play and then bringing others into it as well. I feel like Solanke's going to be one of them strikers as well. Last season as well was Son up front as well. He's not good at holding the ball up as well at times, So a lot of the time the ball was coming back at us. A lot of the time because we were struggling as well to hold up in the final third. I feel like that's going to improve now with Solanke as well. Yeah, Solanke's strong. He's got so much more strength. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm just happy. I'm happy. He got his first goal yesterday because a lot of Spurs fans get off his back for a bit, because people were starting to say, "Oh, look, this guy's only played 180 minutes of Premier League football." And already Spurs fans, were getting on his back saying, "Oh, this guy's not. He might not be good enough."
Wasted 65 million.
We should have got Tony when Tony can't press, when Tony doesn't press. If anyone watches Tony over the last 2 or 3 seasons, he does score goals, but he doesn't press.
And it doesn't look like he gives a shit. He cares about himself, but he doesn't look like he gives a shit about his team.
Well, he definitely only cares about himself. He definitely cares about like whatever the woman wants. Whenever he's out partying and he's trying to pull, he definitely say whatever he wants the woman to hear when he says like F Brentford or whatever, to try and pull that bird. So that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So he's one of them sort of people. He's an egotistical footballer, but a lot of them obviously have to because they're getting paid 130 grand a week, mate. So a lot of them are going to have egos. That's why talk about the Rodri situation. But when you look at Andrew's work with the Tony thing, like obviously he went with Solanke over Tony, because he wanted it to be right for his system. Tony, some parts of his system works around but he doesn't press. He does not press. That's the reason why he did not play a lot of the time for the Euros. Everyone was like, "Oh, why is he not playing? Why is he not playing?" Because he does not press from minute 1 to minute 90. He will let a team have the ball in their own half, and he'll only press like in the last. He's not a constant presser compared to someone like Solanke. He will run his arse off for 90 minutes. as well. So even off the ball running as well. So even when Solanke isn't scoring, yeah, he still brings elements to his team where if Tony wasn't scoring, if Tony wasn't involved
He just
in the
stands
match,
around. Just stands around.
exactly, he just stands around. And then that's where it stands around and with right like face on him as well. Like he don't want to be there as well half the time as well. He done it with England in the Euros. He was asking it on Sasabi's rubbish manager, but he was wondering why he wasn't getting picked. Why he wasn't getting picked yet, because you can't just like demand to play. You have to like prove you have to earn it. That's what I'm saying. Like he definitely over the last couple of years see the hype get into his head a bit too much. How he's getting linked to like the big six clubs. And he like,
yes, coming straight out of the championship, looking like a stud, but still, I get what you're saying.
He's only born about half hour down the road from me. He's born in Northampton. I'm born in Little Keys, so he started his career at Northampton Town, which is literally about half hour down the road from me. Yeah, so and he went to Newcastle in like 2019 or 2017 or something. Then he played at Newcastle. Then he went to Peterborough. Yeah. Then he went from Peterborough to Brentford, and then he went from Brentford to this fame overnight. So in the space of like 2 good seasons in the Premier League, yeah, everyone's talking about one of the top English strikers. It's like the fame got to his head a bit too much as well. We're like,
definitely,
yeah. So, cool,
and hey, Dan, I was just gonna say I hate to do this, but I gotta get to work soon. So
yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch the second half of the football anyway now, mate. Yeah.
All right,
the second half now.
Yeah. Enjoy, buddy. Enjoy. Thanks for coming on, man. And I'm gonna finally get your number from Jose so I can actually invite you on prior to the show. I still haven't got that done. I apologize.
I just got my number on WhatsApp, so like if you just need to get off Jose, just message Jose and he'll just pass it on to you, mate. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then whenever you want, mate, it's good just to come on and have a little chat about football, mate. Just in general, sometimes.
That's what it's all about, man. Exactly. Today we've covered Spurs, we've covered the Rodri situation, we've covered this match we're watching now. So yeah, it's been a good time, dude.
Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, but so you go to work soon, and mate. I've got a couple of days off, man, so I can chill, man.
Lucky you. I got to work in about 45 minutes. Got to head in.
What you do? What time? Did you do like 8-hour shifts at work then?
Yeah, yep. All I do is answer the phone and get yelled at. Basically, I'm a customer service guy for an internet company. So people call and they say my internet's broken, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. We can have somebody there tomorrow, and they go, tomorrow? What the fuck? Get them there today. I need someone right now, or I'm canceling service. It's just I just get yelled at all day. It's good stuff. But hey, I get to sit in this exact same chair, and I don't have to leave the house, and it's money, and so it's not too bad. I complain about it a lot, but it's really not too bad. But yeah, dude, Dan, thank you again. Thank you again for joining, and then hopefully we'll have you on the next one, buddy.
Yeah, big up, man. Enjoy the rest of your day as well, mate. Yeah.
You too, dude. You too. Be good. Come on, you Spurs. Come on.
See you later, mate. Yeah.
Yep. See you later, bub. Peace.
Big up.
Oh, I'm too big. I hate that. All right, there we go. We got Nick from Roundtable Talk saying drop the like. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Nick. We are ending the show right now. I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, big up to Dave, a.k.a. Dekaru, for gifting 5 memberships to the Two Sides of the Pitch podcast. Big up, Dekaru. I appreciate you. I am going to be emailing you as soon as I get done here. We've got some work. We're working on a project together, everybody, so stay tuned for that. Colin and Dekaru, the two... the gruesome twosome. Watch out for us. And I also wanted to say today's show has been brought to you by Alloy Collectors. The website's right above me, uk.alloycollectors.com. You can get yourself one of these beautiful metal collectible jerseys. They have them for tons of different teams. And actually, I think later next month, this season's kit is coming out. As you notice, this is last season's kit. But they have them for tons of teams. I've got a bunch of them downstairs. They were nice enough to send me a lot, but I thought you guys would enjoy the Spurs one most of all. If you guys want to get one of these for that football fan in your life, the code is right above. It's 2 sides. We'll get you 15% off. So everybody make sure to check out Alloy Collectors. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about too before we head out is, where did my comment go? Well, I can just copy and paste it again. Nope, that's the wrong one. Well, first of all, guys, check out Robbo Reacts. Robbo was here. If you go right there, tiktok.com, Robbo Reacts, that's where you can find Robbo's TikTok. He's got tons of awesome reactions to matches. He does predictions, those forfeits if his predictions are wrong. It's a lot of fun. Definitely head over there. And then finally, there's one more thing I wanted to show you guys. And basically, it's our other sponsor. Hold on, I'm going to put the link in better than that. Our other sponsor, though, guys, where you can get yourself a nice, inexpensive kit for your favorite team. The website is right here. It is Jerseys for All. If you click on that link, it gives you our promo code, 2 sides. And just wanted to play this little video here as well. If you fancy getting yourself a Spurs shirt, but you don't want to pay $1 million, click this link right below. Like I said, our 2 sides code is automatically applied if you click that link, and I think you'll be really surprised at the price. Check it out, and their quality is top notch. So, guys, that is just about it for the show today. One more big thanks to Dave, aka Dekaru, for his wonderful generosity in gifting the memberships. And guys, be on the lookout. We got shows coming up on Tuesday. Our first Legend show featuring Gareth Bale. He's not going to be here, of course, but we're going to be talking about Gareth Bale, his rise, his come up, the trajectory that his career took, and everything he did for Spurs. Some of our favorite goals, some of our favorite Gareth Bale moments. So tune in for that. And if you haven't already, make sure that you've liked, you've subscribed, you've clicked the little bell icon, because then you'll know when we're going live next. Sometimes we don't even know when we're going live next. So make sure you click that. And also, if you would like to become a member of the channel, just like the 5 people that Dave Karu has so kindly gifted memberships to, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, and you can become a member yourself. We're going to be having member shows where you guys can come out and have your say. And also, all money that goes in helps to make the channel better. As you can see, my camera kind of looks terrible. I'm going to get a new camera soon. And but guys, it's been lovely. It's been great. Everybody go and enjoy the second half. Watch Arsenal get beat. And I hope everybody has a lovely, lovely day. I'm going to play us out like I always do with our intro video, because that's what we're going to do until we get an outro. But guys, thank you so much for joining. Big love. I'm Colin. I'm here for Colin. And of course, Jamie is my co-host. Can't be here today. Everyone spare a good thought for Jamie. And hopefully we'll have him back soon. So big love, everybody. Come on, you Spurs. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. And we will see you next time.